I'm coming, you guys. We're getting started very soon. Hey y'all, welcome in to another live after show for All American Homecoming season 3. It's your good sis, you let us talk TV with, and I'm sorry for the delay. As you can see, we're moving things around, cleaning things up, sprucing things up, streamlining our little setup or whatever. I am drinking a LaCroix per usual. I'm gonna have it in my little wine glass with my ice, because I feel like we're gonna have some heated, spirited debate. So we need to make sure we got a cool, cold beverage, waiting. How's everybody feeling? Let me know in the chat, and then also drop your ratings on a scale of 1 to 10. What do you rate this episode, season 3, episode 11? I think it's titled "After the Love's Gone." Ooh, ooh. All right, y'all. I know y'all already have been in the chat. Shout out to everybody who was in the Discord doing y'all little live reactions while y'all was watching yesterday. I'll wait until after I watch it, then I hop in the Discord and I add all my thoughts. So I'll be a little bit late, but y'all be on it. Y'all be on it real heavy. real heavy. I'm about to get the screen together so I can see all of the chat and everything on screen. But in the meantime, in between time, still drop your thoughts, your ratings on a scale of 1 to 10. I am, like I said, updating the visuals, y'all, and we doing it in real time. I did get that breakdown out though. I got that breakdown out about 20 minutes ago. So if you haven't checked it out, then you can check it out after this live stream. The breakdown for this episode is up. It is ready for you. Okay. I am really looking forward to this conversation with y'all tonight. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Mind you, I do not want to dissuade anyone from anything, because you're here to share your feelings, your thoughts, if you will, and all of that jazz. But also, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth tonight, because this right here, this tonight is the Gabby uplifting zone. It's the Gabby is that girl zone. It's the Gabby over everything for me zone. Like, what was said? We can discuss, and if you have counterpoints, just come with your receipts. But I'm gonna let you know, Gabby Army is rising tonight for sure. If on any other night y'all thought, tonight is gonna be the night. That's it. That's all. I'm just gonna put a little disclaimer out, just real quick, just a little slight, just a little, you know. Hopefully the audio was good, because I haven't even checked in with y'all. Let me do that, because child, y'all know how YouTube loves to play with me. Oh no, it seems like it's fine. Gabby over everything says Supernova. Gabby over everything. Gabby over everything. We don't even care. If this is y'all's man, just prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for this chat if this is your man. It's the look back for me. Cause I'ma be alright. Cause what? Cause I'ma be alright. Cheers to you, mama. Refreshing. Okay. Y'all, I'm cutting up. I need to stop. I'm in here cutting up. Okay. So like a week and a half ago, I told myself I was going to take things less seriously. And I fear this is the manifestation of that. Because Erica, what do you mean? What do you mean starting this live stream trolling? What do you mean, girl? What exactly do you mean? Y'all, I'm really loving this setup. I'm really loving this look. I put this together a little bit earlier, and I was trying to figure it out, and I like it. How do y'all feel about the new live stream setup? I don't know, John. I don't know about if it's Gabby for you, because Rye's not playing that, and I know that Rye gonna be on here tonight, so you might be joining Rye fighting in the chat. Okay, let me start to read off some of these ratings. All right, Kofi gave it an 8.5. Hey, Kofi. How you doing? You feeling good? I hope so. Coral gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Supernova gave it an 8. John gave it a 5 out of 10 because the 5 fingers flying across JR's face. I cannot with you, John. Oh my goodness, you always crack me up. Thank you for that. Hilarious. All right. Yes, Brittany, this gold eye is gold. You like it? I did it on my personal live stream earlier. I wasn't too sure, but I like it. I'm feeling it. Thank you for that, boo. Kofi about to stand 10 toes down for JR. Ciao. Etta gave it a 10. Come on, I love seeing the 10s. Supernova gave it an 8. Hey, Eric, welcome in. Eric gave it an 8. Mac gave it a 4.5. Mac, what is going on over there? A 4.5, Mac. Mac. Now, Mac. A 4.5. Oh, wait a minute now. I'm about to be on your head, and look at here. Micah come right behind you with a 4. Natoya come right behind you with a 5. Maybe I'm tripping. Because you're not alone. Kendra gave it an 8. Cheryl D gave it a 7.5. Let me shout everybody out too. Top of the chats. John was up in here first, it seems. No, Kofi was in here first. Maybe Kenny, it cut off for me. Sorry. The Lawrence Report. Hey, boo, hey. Edits XD. Hey, honey. Welcome in, Kendra. Kenny Ford. Coral. Already said Kofi. Keish. Antonio. Hey, boo, hey. Etta. Mac. Y'all was having a whole little conversation. Latoya, Kay, Kimberly Felder. Hey, honey. Welcome in all the members. Thank y'all so much for supporting. Brittany Joy. Aaron M. Hey, boo. Micah, of course. Vanessa. I'm scrolling. Did I say Keish? Okay. Shanique. Cindrika. Money Green Say. Hey, honey. Angela. Hey, boo. I think that's everybody. Okay, now back to the ratings. Oh, no. Curly. I think I saw Curly K's profile picture. Am I seeing things? Oh, no. She here. Hey, Curly K. Y'all, yes, I do start to, people who do have profile pictures, I do start to remember your profile picture, and it just jogs my memory when I see it, and I'm like, oh, I know that person. Aaron gave it an 8. Simone just makes me tired. Kimberly said Cam and Gabby were the best part. Gabby's story is better than Simone's. Child, not you upset. What you upset about, Supernova? What you upset about? Keisha gave it an 8. Wanted Keisha there to get some heat. Same. Shanique gave it a 7. Money Green Tay gave it an 8.5. Antonio said Cam and Gabby 10. Of course, you gave Simone a 4. Hey, Teresa. Teresa says, I love this show. Honestly, this show, y'all, I came out of it very ad. What the hell is that, Erica? Very sad. I enjoyed the show. Thank you, Shanique. Thank you so much, boo. I enjoyed the show, but I am sad. I'm not even gonna hold you, because where we're at now is like this really beautiful sweet spot that I do not want to end. So to think of like we got 2 episodes left and nothing else, we could be getting more of this greatness. It's pretty disheartening. I'm not even gonna hold you. It's really, really disheartening. And I ain't gonna cry, but I want to cry, because why? Why are y'all playing these games with us? Why y'all, like, it's annoying. I'm gonna just say that. It's pretty annoying. All right, let me get this so I can get my chat up here, because I don't have that. And I also need to start the spaces on Twitter, because I'm a little late on that. One of these days, y'all, I'm going to be clicking on all cylinders with this little one-man show I got going on here. One of these days. But we have come a long way, so we're going to give ourselves credit for that. I want to make sure I put the camera on screen. Bear with me, y'all. Pretty, please, my darlings. Okay. Device. There we go. Okay. Am I in the center? Filter. Oh, you know what? It's in. I gotta sit here so I'm in the right spots. Boom. Okay. Oh, wait. I got a little border for this. Keep dropping y'all's thoughts in the chat for me. There we go. All right. Now we cooking with a little bit of gas, and there go my chat for y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. We, like I said, we is poster. We upgrading and whatnot. Yes. Okay, where am I at? Where am I? Simone drags this episode down. Really? Really? Okay, fine. I give it a 15 because Lord Gabby in that red had you in heat. I can't. We definitely need more of this season of All American Homecoming. Y'all, I'm just like, we're about to go back into All American original, and then Homecoming is gone. And then what? Like, can we trade? Can we call for a mid-season trade? Ain't they what they do in football? They be having trades or something, right? Kobe says it's Damon's erasure for me. Like, he got one motion via JR, but one mention via JR, like he doesn't exist as a co-lead to know. Damon's gone. And part of me feels like Camille took the place that he was actually going to fill. I feel like they had planned to have him in more, but then the Camille thing happened. Remember, we never got an announcement about Camille returning and what capacity she was going to return to. I kind of feel like she took the amount of episodes that he was supposed to have, and now he's gone. And that sucks because he didn't get the proper send-off. If episode 1 was his final episode of the series, and his whole entire storyline was centered around propping up Simone's goofy ass and her antics, are y'all sure that's what y'all wanted to do? That was a choice? Like, huh? Ugh. Why wasn't Damon in Simone's flashbacks? But y'all wanted to burn me at the stake when I said that the motion never happened. They did not need to happen. I'm just saying. Some of y'all were coming for me heavy. Heavy. I'ma chill. Oh, I forgot I had this in the daggone background. Well, I guess it's giving a little bit of an effect. It's giving a little something. He's supposed to be in a series finale. So there's that. We don't need him, Kofi. We don't need him. And I love Peyton. I cannot wait for the next thing that Peyton do. I ain't even gonna hold you because he made me fall in love with Damon Sims very swiftly. But I'm sorry, we do not need Damon to return for what? For what? For what? Child, no. I was reading his JR post from earlier. My YouTube was delayed. Okay. Wasn't Damon co-lead? Yes, he was. Damon is coming back in the last episode. The synopsis is out for episode 13. Okay. But what are he coming back for? What exactly is he gonna do? Besides piss us off. Or at least piss me off. To introduce us to his baby mama. Child. Y'all, I'm focused on this episode. I'm not doing this with y'all. If you read the synopsis, keep it to yourself. I don't want to know. I want to live in the glory that was episode 11 and all the brilliance. This is Gabby's night. We're not going to take that away from her. We're going to stay focused. We are staying focused tonight. Okay? We are staying focused, my people. I got everybody's ratings. I think I did. We can go ahead and get into it. Where do we want to start? I am so proud of Cam. Antonio, come on up here and take your damn victory lap. Actually, let me get the Discord open so that Antonio can come take his victory lap. Because by golly, Miss Molly, I have already been camp. But at this point, Antonio, do you need an assistant? Because I need to be more involved. I need to be elevated. I need to be higher up in the organization because I want more to do with the excellence that's operating over at Camp. What do I need to do to get further integrated? What do I need to do to get cited in the credits? Because my God, I am obsessed with Cam's character so much. Bruh. Like obsessed.
They do.
Quite literally obsessed. Period, Pooh. Period. What is you talking about, JR? What is you talking about? Oh, ow. Damn it. Erica, do not cut up in this damn room by yourself with your people on the other line. Let me open up this damn Discord. Because what are you talking about, JR? Hey, Sha. Hey, Micah. Hey, Kenny Ford. Can you guys hear me?
Hey, E. I can hear
Can
you.
you guys hear them in the chat? Micah, you there? I think I heard Sha and I heard Kenny. I didn't hear Micah.
Here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello?
I can hear you now, Micah. Perfect. Okay, and bringing up Kofi and John. We are talking about Cam right now, y'all. That's where we're focusing our energies. So we're going to go ahead and keep this organized. How are we feeling about Mr. Cameron in this episode?
But Gabby, though.
John.
No, we talking about Cam.
I will
we
remove
talking
you.
about Mr. Cameron.
Oh, but I wasn't here for that part.
looks good in red, showing up for the women in his life. We talking about that Cam.
Hello.
The smirk.
Look, if Cam was gonna put hands on somebody,
No. 3 Woods, we are proud. We are proud of you, Cam.
yeah, we
I
proud.
love.
I would have preferred he put hands on old boy just for my own satisfaction, but he held back and good on him. But nah, what am I talking about? I'm gonna be on demon time. You need to beat his. You know what? Like, sorry. Nah, I
He
needed you to
manifested
put
that.
pause on him. I'm sorry. I need you to put pause on him because that was disgusting, bro. Real talk. But anybody? I mean, let me. I got that. Yeah, that's all I got. Like, because
Wait, so
that
you
was
wanted JR to catch some hands from
no.
Cam?
I'm talking about Cam putting the hands on J Marx, not on like
Oh,
the
J
when.
Marx. Okay, I thought you said JR again.
No,
My fault.
no, yeah. Like he would have been justified putting hands on JR, but like on this particular episode, like yeah, I needed to put in that work, like real, just you know, give
We
him
need to
a
crash out
what
Cam in that moment.
like fade him up for a little bit. I know you want to break in the. I mean, he already was gonna snake you, so you might as well get yours off. I mean, you beat down those guys who snaked JR out of KK, so who's to say you can't do that right here? Like real talk. Oh,
I mean, fair.
I mean, for me,
Just
J
saying.
Marx is the disgusting, terrible, but also much like many men that women experience every single day. So yes, he could have put pause on him, but for me, Cam's shining was like overall, just his overall shining this episode to me completely eclipsed that particular moment of him choosing to not actually go that route. He chose the mature route. Cool. What are some other thoughts that y'all have about Cam in this episode? Because I think that J Marx, like beating J Marx for sexually harassing Gabby is like the smallest of the things. And for men, it might have been a little bit startling to see, but we experience that constantly, or at least I know I have consistently experienced it.
Yeah.
I think
Well, go ahead.
I think how Cam moves throughout this entire episode just shows his level of growth and his level of maturity. I think in the earlier part of the season, we have consistently said that Cam is a person that can show up for Kesha. I almost forgot her name. In the ways that JR has done. And I feel like this episode really solidifies that for me. Just seeing from the very top how he was speaking to Gabby and how he created room for her. He, from the very beginning, was telling her, hey, you need to say what you need to say to JR and not run every time you see him. But in the same breath, being able to put his beef with JR aside to show up for Simone and to make her breakfast and to listen. So I just feel like throughout this whole episode, what I knew Cam was capable of and what we see in people say, oh, JR could show up in this way, but I don't know if Cam can. I feel like this episode shows that if he really rides with you, he's willing to show up in every way that he can for you. And I'm gonna let somebody else jump in.
Let him do this with Kesha the whole time, but nah.
Hold on, Kofi. Let's let somebody else go.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Well,
I just want to make sure it's more well-rounded. So, like, say your piece and then land your plane, and then we're going to go on to the next person. We're not going to do a bunch of, like, interjecting unless the conversation actually goes there. But initial, like, thoughts, like, let people say their thoughts. And you shared yours. You were talking about J Marx, but, like, let it to be a full conversation. Go ahead, Micah.
I would say Cam for me, Cam and his growth is like everything that I've ever wanted for so many other A universe characters. Everything that he like, you would think after everything that he's been through, everything that has happened in terms of his relationship, personal life, professional life, he has every right to blow a gasket and just throw down and do whatever, and he doesn't. He shows up. He's cordial, cordial enough with JR because that's what Simone needs. He didn't. I don't think he like. Yeah, he could have punched J Marx and whatever, but him not doing that just shows like a level of self restraint and self control that a lot of people don't have, and that he showed in that moment. And I just think Cam, like, there's like a million things you could say about Cam. He's like the perfect character, and in the way how he handles
Mm.
stuff and he's there for his friends, it's really just like impressive to see.
Come on with the word. Kenny?
I just wanted to say I'm really proud of Cam this episode. In my opinion, I feel like he has always shown himself to be someone that shows up for the people that he cares about, the people he loves. But what I especially loved about Cam in this episode was the display of his ability as a friend. He was really there for Gabby this episode and like created this space for her to be vulnerable. I really love that moment where Pam and Gabby spoke before Gabby went to speak to Jaya. I really love that because I feel like a lot of women sometimes suffer to have a male friend that would do something like that for them, you know? The way Cam encouraged her and reassured her that, you know what, you have the strength, you can do this. I really loved that. And also, I was very proud to see him stand in his truth. You know, he knows that he's talented, he knows he has integrity and he has respect. And to see him, you know, really portray the value in that over just letting people walk over you or giving in to things that are clearly not right and having enough respect for yourself, but also knowing within your heart that being like having integrity and believing in your own talents will get you farther than giving in to the things that sometimes the entertainment industry might want you to give in to. And I thought that was really amazing. And I was very proud of Cam. I really hope that we get to talk about um, Cam's friendship with Gabby because I really like the point that you made in your breakdown about how Cam isn't just mad about his feelings with Keisha and his heart being broken, but he also cares deeply about Gabby and he's upset about her being hurt as well. So I really think that that is a very interesting conversation. So I'm looking forward to that. That's all I gotta say.
Dominic, welcome in, boo.
Good night, you all. I hope everyone doing okay. Just want to share a little quick thoughts because everyone is calling me at the same time Erica's calling me for. That's why I'm not answering my mic. But oh
Oh,
my word, I know the slap was felt through eons. Everyone felt the slap. It was amazing.
amazing.
I really appreciated Cam's um and Gabby's friendship this episode, and as everyone said, the way how Cam showed up for Gabby is really, really, truly amazing. Like, and I really wish I saw more of this friendship. And as you said in the chat, Eric, I really wish this or like some other network was able to pick up the show. If this was the quality and level of type of All American music homecoming, sorry, let me be correct. If this was the homecoming is gonna get and see and a show that able to empower black men to know what they're supposed to do, especially through Cam. Wow. What a really missed opportunities. But yeah, this episode was really, really good. So that was my little quick little tidbit and somebody else could go on now.
Thank you. Are you in class?
Yeah, on break. So on break for a little while, and then the class took one about just now.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you, boo. John, did you say something? You didn't say anything yet. Tied to Cam.
I just enjoyed just everything, like, how far we've come from when we first met Cam. I mean, just saying, ever since he, got to All American, let's be real, at first we just saw Cam as, just football player, cocky, kind of brash. But All American Homecoming, I guess, once he lost football and all stuff, he started, really just, you could see his personality come out with the people he cares about. And I'm just telling you right now, I wish he's become more calm. I've always said we should get Crenshaw, crash out Cam. But the fact that he's held back and all stuff, and just diplomatic, just talks things through. It's, like I said, I like Cam's character. I think he's actually probably the most evolved character in the All American universe. Anyway, he should have put hands on J Marx, but
I gotta think on it. It's interesting.
I mean, who really has changed much and everything? Jordan stayed Jordan. Spencer stayed being
we're
the
not
hero.
Gonna go into it. I'm gonna think on it, and then I'll come back and maybe include it into another video. But we're not gonna go into it right now. It's okay.
But
hey, Lawrence, welcome in.
But I do think Cam is the most evolved character, because he's one of the few characters where we could say that from the moment we saw him, he is completely different from the person that he was when we first met him.
Okay. Lawrence, you got some thoughts on Cam tonight?
For sure. Yeah, I just love the progression of this brother right here, Cam. As a black man myself, seeing what he did for Gabby last night. He didn't care about song lyrics. He didn't care about the music or anything like that. He, at that moment in time, he just wanted to make sure that she was safe. The friendship was valued over the big break in the industry with J Marx. None of that mattered. He just wanted to make sure that she was protected as a black woman. So I gotta give that brother his flowers right there. He really did have an incredible character arc when we think about it. And like I said earlier, that was icing on the cake for me. I just loved seeing the way he showed up for Gabby.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. So, because I think that J Marx is the worst person, but the worst part of his particular story, the least. We gonna touch on it really quick, because Kofi did start it off with saying that he should have laid hands. And I don't hate being this person. I'm trying to find a better language for what I want to say. Because I don't actually hate being this person, but I do feel discomfort every single time I am being me in various spaces and various conversations. And we're about to go into a space where Erica about to Erica real hard, because it's interesting to me. It's so interesting to me that the men focus on the J Marx part, and the men such as Kobe wanted Cam to lay hands specifically on J Marx. And I get it, but also there's still so much more to the Cam character, and I fear that there's a lot of men who might have watched him last night and completely missed the point, because y'all are stuck there. Y'all are stuck wishing that he would have put paws on that man. Y'all are missing the forest through the trees, specifically tied to that. And quiet as kept, the desire to put hands on J Marx, to me, feels a little bit more performative than y'all would actually probably believe it to be. I don't know if any of the women get what I'm saying. Thoughts?
Nah, I agree. I agree. I don't think he should have put hands on him at all because like I understand like everything that he did was disrespectful. It was horrible and it was rude. But at the same time, like they're adults. This is a grown man and another grown man. This is a professional place, a public space. There's just like at some point you gotta grow up. And had he punched him, not that it would have been wrong, because what he like he's standing up for his friend. There's other ways to solve conflicts. And I just feel like punching him just wouldn't have been the thing to do.
Okay, so Micah, with that said, with us both agreeing, right? What could come up, because if it's one thing Erica's gonna do is try to have a well-rounded argument. What's gonna come up is, but wait a minute, y'all was wanting him to lay people out last week, and you wanted. Well, I was never advocating for him to lay JR sick ass out, specifically because of the
I wanted him to
sickness.
punch JR.
But
I didn't
that
want
was
him
the
to
thing.
punch
No, real quick, let me finish, Micah. That was definitely a thing. So what I'm going to address in reference to that is like, it's no shade in like, okay, I'm saying now he really didn't need to put hands on J Marx, but I definitely could greenlight him putting hands in other areas, depending on the circumstances. I'm saying that specifically because what is it actually going to solve? J Marx has actually no tie to Gabby. She don't actually have to experience him moving forward. You're no longer working with him moving forward. So I want to be clear for anybody who was like, this is some bullshit, or like maybe Kofi's fuming over there just waiting for his chance to get tapped in and respond. Like, but y'all wanted him to beat JR up. And it's like, no, I didn't want that. But in the context of like a friendship, in the context of community, the act of violence rings a little bit different than it would for a person that's outside of that particular community. So for me, like, he could have beat J Marx up, but he had already beaten J Marx. Like, he is quite literally a better man than this man who was probably 10 years his senior, 15 years his senior within the actual industry that they're operating in, right? Like, he is, for all intents and purposes, 100% better than J Marx on every single level of his life. There is nothing that his fist would do to further iterate that particular point. So I just wanted to go ahead and put all of that out there. And I do want to go ahead and come circle back to Kofi if he wanted to jump in and say anything before I move forward. Hey, Antonio. And hey, Brillo. I saw Brillo come into the chat. Shout out to Brillo, the big review.
Hey, I'm gonna let the captain of Cam take this one. So, yeah, go ahead, bro.
Okay. Well, I can't stay long because I'm still at work, but I just wanted to say, like, the fact that when Cam first started, I think I might have been like the only member, and so now,
100%,
all these years later, the fact that it has grown to the size that it has, I just wanted to say thank you guys for joining the camp. Thank you for taking the flag that I have been waving for like the last few years. And I appreciate all the newcomers. If you're new here, thank you. You're pretty much doing my job for me now. I don't even have to say nothing. Like, the fact that everybody is like so proud of him. My job here is done. I'm not resigning. I'm keeping my position, but I think I can relax now. I don't have to go as hard anymore. And
well, you still need to put in for my promotion.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm gonna fill out the paperwork and I'm gonna get that sent off. So we'll work on that. But
Antonio, I fear that Cam might hold a more special place in my heart than Spencer does.
Oh wow. Well, I can see why, but it's because he's better than him. Like he told y'all in season 1 of All American, but we gotta go there anyway. Specifically to like the J Marx. So when Cam,
no, but I'm like literally processing it after this episode. I was like, yo, I think I care about Cam more than I care about Spencer, and I don't necessarily know how to resolve that.
I don't know, because I always felt that way. So you might have to talk with somebody else. But his response to J Marx, specifically when he was like, he has real friends, real talent, and real morals. I don't know if that's the full quote, but I think that that statement was like a perfect encapsulation of like his character now.
Yeah. And I feel like that hit harder than any punch he would have delivered. Like, if
Yeah,
he would have
I
actually
agree.
swung on J Marx, that could have probably like invalidated the pedestal that he rightfully holds over that man. You know what I'm saying?
And, and I think the only reason he didn't was not even because of his growth, was specifically because Gabby specifically asked him not to, and he wanted to respect her wishes.
Yeah.
That's why I think he didn't do it.
And we all know that he's capable of it. We all know he would have won. Because what the hell was a J Marx going to do? What the hell is a J Marx? Like, let's be for real.
But yeah, that's all I got for now.
I appreciate it, Antonio. And I'm not sorry that we're late because your boy was tripping a while ago, but people grow. This is what you call true growth. We're bigging up growth here.
Respect. All right, I'll catch y'all later.
All right, thanks, Antonio.
I'll have a good night. Bye.
We're still on Cam, y'all. Any other thoughts about Cam? We can touch on the J Marxness of it all. Can we move on and then go to... Oh, I'm sorry. Was that Sha?
Yes, it was me. I just had one other thing to add on to what you and Antonio were saying about the J Marx situation. I think another reason why it didn't matter if in that moment Cam hit him or not is at the top of the episode when Gabby was when he was showing the lyrics, his new song to Gabby, and she was saying, oh, like you could take his job. And Cam response to that was something of, I don't need to take his position. I don't need to replace him or anything like that. There is enough room for all of us to shine. I just want my piece of the pie, right? So it already, from the top of the episode, we know that Cam doesn't feel threatened by this man in any way. Cam doesn't want what he has in any way. He believes in himself and in his talent. He just wants someone to give him that chance. So in that moment, I think it kind of solidified to himself that, yeah, I don't even need to be tripping off this dude because I've been Pete that you're not on my level, and you just confirmed that you're not on my level. So I just wanted to add that into the conversation as well.
Yes, I agree.
That's a good point. Good point. I didn't really get to comment on this. I mean, I hear what you're saying, E, and maybe this was just my toxicity kicking in just because I felt so, perturbed and disturbed about what I saw. But after taking a couple beats and breathing on it a little bit, I'm glad he didn't do it because, you killed him with his words, and it's good, and you came out the better man in the end. So yeah, he gets proper marks from me for that. So
I would also point out for you, Kofi, or for any man who was watching, when I was speaking to the performative nature of like wanting Cam to swing, that also was tied to me deeply desiring y'all to generally protect Black women, not just in these particular moments. And I think for Cam, he also didn't need to swing, aside from like the speech that he had, and he's clearly above and better and all of that. He lives it. I think sometimes men, not to say it's never okay for you to swing or like use violence, and especially in the defending the honor of a Black woman or some woman in your life, because it happens and it should happen a lot of the time. But for me, I struggle with that when it comes from you guys, because there'll also be very real moments where you could protect in how you speak. You could protect emotionally. You could protect in other ways, and you completely skate over it, only to go to the big major moments like this, and then you want to throw hands and you want to beat people up in the street. And it's like, that's all fine and dandy, but you also are part of the problem 90% of the time. So the 10% when you beating people's asses is great, but what about the other 90 when y'all are also contributing to exacting, mental abuse or mental and emotional abuse towards women, whether it's women that are actually in your circle or women that you don't know. So that's just something I want for men who are listening and watching to think of. If that's what you focused on as it pertains to Cam, and like he should have smacked J Marx, or he should have da 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 da. Like, look at his overall behavior and model that, because his desire to, Lawrence's point, to protect black women did not just sit in the major moments of contention or conflict or clearly crossing boundaries. He is constantly listening in and paying attention and creating a safe space for black women around him to exist, period.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, no
Cam.
doubt.
Yeah, Cam. Cam definitely is riding that for sure. Like 24/7. Like it's just not like just a single moment for him. Like this is a 24/7 lifestyle that he practices, preaches, and lives. You know what I'm saying? Like Malcolm X said it best. You know what I'm saying about the protection of black women. So yeah.
Yeah, that was more so me being human and playing more into my somewhat toxic masculinity bag, but like looking at the full picture, like I'm proud of Cam, and like Antonio said, like he's had full growth. Like you watched him go from well, he wanted to be a NFL superstar wide receiver to losing the game he loves to finding a new passion, and now he's loyal and he's reliable. I mean, even putting aside his issue with JR to help Simone, like that's big on him. So it's like you're doing it, man, and I appreciate that. And it's a good representation of black malehood, especially in media. So that I can appreciate. You know how I am about that, so that was
Yeah, I just
cool
need
on
the
that.
black men to pay attention to all of it, not just the parts that you resonate with, and not just the parts that trigger your toxicity. Sade
Yeah,
said Cam
that is
somehow
bad.
found a way to be even more attractive in this episode. Listen here. Listen here, Sade. The way that two black men in particular found a way to be even more fine in this episode, and I'm just very much so confuddled, confused, if
Yo,
you will.
oh my gosh, good lord.
I, yes, Sade, yes. They asses is getting finer, and now we got to figure out additional tricks, because what the fuck? Anyway, moving on. All right, so as it pertains to Cam's artistic journey, his record career, his potential recording contract, it was interesting to me because, like you said, Shaw, he doesn't feel competition in J Marx, and it also didn't feel like at the beginning of the episode he had any desire to be a recording artist himself. What are y'all thoughts behind that? Like, is Cam holding himself back in this way? Does he truly not actually want to be that, and he would prefer to be a producer, songwriter? What are y'all thoughts as it pertains to Cam's recording career?
I think he was selling himself short, to be quite honest with you, because Abby himself said that you are amazing. Like you know how to sing, you can write these lyrics. So yeah, I know he want to be in his producer bag, but I generally think like he could have a career in music, not just producing, but also making the tracks and singing the tracks. Like in this, I mean, I'm not in the music industry, but there are plenty of example of guys that do all three phases: the songwriting, the producing, and the singing. Like you can be a triple threat, and that makes you more marketable to be able to get your piece of that pie. So I think you should go for it, honestly.
Yeah, and the thing about it, the actor Mitchell, you know what I'm saying? He actually got a song out right now that's on his IG story that he's been promoting these last couple weeks. That dude's actually talented in real life. But he even mentioned that, yo, this isn't the only record label in town. Like there's some other ones I could check out. But unfortunately, that's how it is a lot of times in various industries. We meet our heroes and we really don't know how they are behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
they
But
turn out to be,
yeah.
yeah.
So I'm hoping that his musical journey will continue to go forward. I hope he end up getting a deal or something like that by these final two episodes. I don't know, or maybe he'll get attached on to somebody else writing for them. But whatever it is, I'm hoping it's gonna turn out good for him.
Yeah, I agree. I just want good things for him. So, yeah, well,
He,
let him.
I think he's holding himself back. I think he should like pursue like doing it all. Like he can be the producer because like most times producers are just producers. Like even like if they look at Layla, like she doesn't sing, but she's a producer. But like when you have the voice and you can write at the same, like I think he needs to like capitalize on that and sing his own songs. You can produce your own songs. You can do all of it, but I think he should also sing on top of just producing other artists.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it could also be him just not hoping for too much all at once, because like I feel like he doesn't want to let himself down if something doesn't work out. And with this, with what happened and him losing his job so early in his journey, it breaks my heart for him because now it's gonna be like so much harder for him to overcome this hurdle. I hope he does, but like it's still gonna be like a trial for him to feel like he can like do it all.
Yeah. Hey, Allie, welcome in. Allie says, I don't think that he wants to be a recording artist. Most writers and producers are great vocalists, but have no desire to be an artist. I would say that he didn't if he wasn't already a part of the ATLs. If he wasn't already cultivating a personal brand within a singing group on campus, I would be like, oh yeah, maybe he just wants to be a producer. But to me, it feels like that's the next line for him to walk in, because we've seen him experience quite a lot this season specifically. As it pertains to his journey with producing and writing for other people. So part of me feels like that has to be the next thing. And he might not feel like he's ready for it. He might be very concerned about it, but he needs to actually do it because it's not working out well thus far in just writing for other people. And he's also forced to fit into the box they're trying to put him in, and he's consistently trying to break out of it and trying to do more. J Marx literally commissioned him to write a love song of real feelings that he went to a very real place during a very real breakup to cultivate. Is that going? Hold on. Hold on. Okay. It shouldn't be echoing now. Sorry about that, y'all. He is, what was I saying? J Marx pushed him into a place where he was forced to, is it still echoing? Or it's just a little bit of a delay? Let me give it a second. Y'all.
No, it's good.
It's good now. J Marx put him in a position to have to, like, in addition to the emotional wreck that he was going through his breakup, but then also have to write about it because he wanted something so damn real. He gave him that. It seems to be something that J Marx had never even done before and better than everything that he had already put out. And then now you shelve it because you see the amount of potential in the time. Like, I don't feel like, even if he wasn't necessarily thinking about being a solo act, I think that he now needs to put that to the forefront, because you're already doing all of the work of a solo act and then not getting any of the credit, but then also being shelved and then also being, put in these silent competitions that you never even asked for. And the only way that you actually get out of that, the only way that you might not make as much money initially, but the only way that you actually are able to operate within full creative freedom and you're able to fully spread your wings as an artist is to actually start making this stuff for yourself and stop trying to build something on the back of these other people who will never appreciate it. And if they do, they might wind up finding you competition.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, when it comes to like writing, producing, all those stuff, you're serving a customer, and so he can write the best song he's ever in his life. If that's not what the artist wants, he has to change it, and that's infringing on art, like his own creative space. And I don't think he wants that, and you could tell even in the when he went in the first time we see him in the studio with, I don't remember the name of the guy, but when we saw him and he thought, oh, this would have been the better song, but the guy wants to sell this song, and he switched it. Yes, like it just like if it was his own song and he was putting it out, he wouldn't have to like feel like, oh wait, do I is this wrong to like put this song even though this person asked for a different song? So at the end of the day, like for Cam to be his true, like authentic self, like to be fully his own person in the music industry, he has to step out and release his own music for himself.
Yeah. All right. Anything else regarding Cameron from this episode? We touched upon the back and forth, or the issue, the conflict with J Marx and him sexually assaulting or about to sexually assault Gabby, which was completely out of line. Clown, just do clown things. Mm. We talked about his friendship with Gabby and how important that was or still is, and how he navigates in just a wonderfully sexy space of constantly wanting to protect, not even just protecting Black women. He is very protective of everybody around him. He has big, like, what I think is like the great masculinity traits. Like, it's so beautiful to see the package that Cam has like compiled for his personality and his being, because I think that he has so much of everything that you need, not only to be a great person, but to be a really, really phenomenal man. And it's almost like shocking to me, and like I kind of want to not believe it, especially knowing where we met this character. But it's clear, like, he is also shown us the steps, each and every, step as he was moving through this growth, and we see how he actually arrived here, so it allows you to believe that the growth is actually true to a certain extent. And I think, who said it earlier in the chat? Just Danielle says, I think you may feel this way, Erica, because Cam has had more visible personal growth than Spencer, in my opinion. And I love Spencer. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts about Cameron?
I mean, I like what he did for Simone. That was kind of dope. He's just not looking out for. He's looking out for everybody, man. Like he cares deeply about everybody. I mean, he really accounted himself well in this episode. I mean, don't have enough superlatives to give. Honestly, like we've said it all. To be quite honest, so it was refreshing to see. You know.
His
And going
ability
to,
to compartmentalize, oh,
ooh,
it's beautiful. To be able to, because I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't do it. I'm gonna be like, I love you, Simone. I'm gonna show up on my own. But to show you he more mature than me, because for him to be able to make that mental differentiation and be like, oh, my homegirl needs me more than my own feelings and my own distaste towards this man right now. So I'ma just swallow this hard pill and I'ma show up. I'ma still give you the side eye when you say some stuff that you're not living to, but I'ma still show up for my homegirl. And I just, oh, he's
lock
so
it.
good. Oh, I love him.
The
Yep.
smile when after Gabby slapped JR from him just made me smile. Like I was just like, yes. Like he was so proud of her in that moment. Obviously, he's happy to see her get slapped. But I like when he smirked and then looked at her and kind of just like nodded and was like, yeah, good for you.
Mm,
The
yeah,
man that
I
he
agree.
is.
I mean, he did what he had to do, man, and I'm not mad at it. So
Yeah, Cam was like, revenge has never tasted so sweet, baby.
And he ain't have to lay a hand. Look at that.
He didn't
At
have
all.
to. They knew a hand had to be laid on somebody in this four square, whatever it is. And you know what? I'm not mad that Gabby's the one that did it. It's okay. At least
Listen
she let
here.
out some of her frustration, you know?
Hey, hey, but Erica, I gotta admit this. So the slap didn't happen till around like 8:45 ish, right? And I know a lot of times, shows whatever, they basically pick up right where they left off, right around like the 8 o'clock hour. So I'm like, dang, what are they gonna get into the? I didn't know it was gonna be a slap. But I was like, when are they gonna get into the confrontation between JR and Gabby? And man, it was absolutely worth the wait.
I didn't expect her to do it. So it really took me by surprise. But once she did it, I was so happy.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what I didn't know she was gonna stop him either. I knew something was gonna happen. I knew she was gonna be like, "Oh, Jr., it's okay. I'll just fall back into your arms." I knew it wasn't gonna be nothing like that. But when she actually paused, looked down at the floor, looked back up, I was like, "You."
The only thing that makes this kind of like, is because JR is just such the like, also sympathetic, want to do the right thing, super intentional guy. But in this moment, it's still Gabby over everything. So there's that.
Yeah, I agree. I hear what y'all saying. Have we transitioned from Cam? I just want to clarify, or are we still on him a little bit?
I'm talking about the slap with Gabby and JR.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Um, I just. Oh man, that was hard to watch, but I didn't expect anything less because I'm like,
Did you say it was
this.
hard to watch?
Yeah, because I knew it was coming. And it was like, but I had to, I was preparing. I already mentally prepared myself for. This could be a good time for somebody to put hands on JR because he deserve it. So I
Mm.
was like, damn, it's gonna happen. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. But it was it. I mean, I'm glad she was honest and said I don't like to put hands on people. So there's
Yeah,
that. I mean, take that how you will. Well, I'm gonna take that with the greatest salt. But like, it's okay. You felt what you needed to do in that moment, and you were completely justified. I mean, I ain't gonna demonize you for that because Jr. was wrong. Like he. But the thing that disappointed me is like I didn't get enough insight to about why he did what he did. Like he just said he made a mistake and he was dumb. But I leave this episode like disappointed because I felt like you know, I was clear with what Keisha felt about everything that had happened. I don't know if I can say the same about JR. And that's kind of where I'm kind of disappointed in, looking back at it from a 50,000 square foot overview, if you will. So that's kind of like where I'm sitting with it right now, you
I
know?
feel that. I feel that. I mean, cause yeah, he was just doing a bunch of blabbering at the mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm sorry, and and it's my fault, and I should listen to you, and I know you got something to say, so I'm gonna let you have the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like it, I kind of feel like it. Uh, I just need a little bit more from Jr. in the whole apology joint. It was okay. Don't get me wrong. I just need a little bit more oomph to it. That's all.
Yeah, like I just needed him to dive deeper. Like you kissed Keisha, why? Like why did that happen? Not just it was a mistake. I don't think it was a mistake. Like I'd been under the premise that you didn't feel nothing, but your words from last week to now is like there's something off, and it's doing him a disservice that they're not diving into that. And with 2 episodes left, I think we never gonna get that answer, which is disappointing, to be quite honest.
Yeah, and honestly don't know how they're gonna wrap. Man, with it being only 2 episodes left, and I just feel like so many untangled storylines that are not fully developed, basically the way you was talking about, and like you said, we're really not going to get down to, I guess you can say, like the nitty gritty of everything we wanted as far as them two in particular.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I just wanted to say that slap really made my day. It was the perfect moment, honestly, the way the slap, along with the words after the slap, just everything about that gave. And I was like, Gabby is out here showing us how we need to do it. She's showing us how we need to do it. In my opinion, one of the best characters in the entire All American universe, somebody to look up to, in my opinion. And that entire moment was given. JR completely deserves that. And I loved every moment of it. Every single moment of it. Honestly, should have hit him twice. But that's just me. That's just me. And I don't really I'm not really
Honestly,
violent.
Wait a minute, Kofi.
my fault.
No, it's okay. I'm just saying I'm not really violent, so I thought it was funny that she said I don't condone violence, or whatever. But I mean, I really feel like we needed two slaps, but
Mhm.
just to have her moment to just say what she had to say and really let it off her chest rather than avoiding it, was amazing to watch. And she's absolutely right. You know, did what he wanted to do for himself, and now she has to do what she has to do for herself because at the end of the day, you need to put yourself first. And I thought that was an amazing example shown through the show to a lot of Black women out there. Know your worth, know where you are appreciated, and stand in your power. And I really loved it.
I fear JR's reaction was a little too dry for me. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I love the slap. I agree with you that it should have been a 1-2 real quick, but I feel like I wanted to see more from JR. Like, I wanted to see him gravel. Like, I wanted to see the, "Oh, please, baby, please," like,
Huh.
you know, I love you, you the one, whatever, whatever. But I feel like JR's reaction to the whole thing just like felt flat for me. And I think the writers were like walking between two lines of wanting to call him out and wanting to stand on calling him out, but not go into the full extent of that because earlier in the episode, I feel like they gave Noah a really profound line, but then they kind of convoluted with his diagnosis when Noah was like, "Oh, that's what adults say when they're cheating, like, and you don't want to take responsibility for that." And I'm like, yes, Noah, somebody needed to say it. Somebody needed to call it what it is. And then for us to come at the end of the episode and all he could say was, "It was a mistake. I'm sorry. I know I've been like apologizing for a long time." I'm like, I didn't see you apologizing for a long time. I saw you get a text and then you were okay. From a viewer perspective, I didn't see you grovel enough. Like, I needed more. Like, I needed to see you ache. I needed to see the pain. I didn't see it, but I'm very happy for Gabby and her reclaiming her power in that moment. I just feel like JR kind of felt flat to me. And it could just be a me thing, but that's how I feel about
Um,
it.
I
I
don't
think
think it's just you. Hold on, Micah. I need to reset the room because I am finding myself getting very frustrated and I don't want to be. So I'm going to make this general statement and I want whoever to take what applies. And if it doesn't apply, then let it fly. When we have these calls, I love these calls. I love the lives because it's basically like a big 3-way, 4-way, 6-way, whatever. And it's really great. And I love the energy that comes with us being able to get on here and just share our thoughts. But I also need people to be more considerate in sharing your thoughts. At the end of the day, this is my channel, this is my show. Please respect that. Please respect me speaking. Please respect and listen so that you know where we're actually at, so that there's not a feeling of you needing to guide the conversation, and that could be you as in any of the people who are currently on the call. Give me space to actually craft the narratives that I want to craft. Please mute your mics when you are not speaking, specifically when I'm speaking, so that in my recordings, you're not stepping over anything that I'm actually saying because I'm hearing your actual reactions in a time that is not actually appropriate for that to happen. Make your point, land your plane, and then give people a chance to speak. I do want there to be a conversation. So, of course, there's going to be back and forth with the conversation. But to sit and listen to monopolizing the conversation is not okay. It is very frustrating. And for it to be my channel and for me to feel like that, it is 100% not okay. I need everybody, when you choose to call in, to do so with a certain level of self-awareness. in a certain level of intention. Are we clear, everybody?
Yep.
Got it.
Go ahead, Micah.
I was gonna say that I think this episode was less about JR and whatever he's feeling, and it was more about Gabby. And I think the writers are trying to show like whatever JR's reason for why he did what he did, whatever his why was, at least in this episode, it didn't matter because it wasn't gonna it wasn't gonna deter from the point that Gabby was trying to like show, which is that like I think like the slap was great, everything about the scene was great. I think the most important part of the scene was right before when she told Cam like I've been avoiding him because I'm scared that he would say all the right words and I'll just take him back because she had this idea in her head of everything that she wanted, the life that she wanted with him. And I can like resonate with that. Like I've like had situations where I've been cheated on and I've avoided the person in fears of taking them back and seeming weak in a way. And I think that this episode, like whatever his reasons for what he did, that's fine. Gabby wasn't gonna take him back either way. But her telling Cam what like her fears and then going to him because JR said he said all the right things, you know. He said he apologized, he said, you know, he told me not to make you that girl, I made you that girl, all of that. But at the end of the day, you have like, and I'm not saying because there different situations, different people, everybody handles things differently. Some people forgive cheating, some people don't. It depends on who you are and what exactly happened. But for her to be able to stand up for herself and like just like she has that respect for herself as a person to know that I know what I'm going to take and not take, and for her to have told him like don't do this and end up and make me into someone that is going to have somebody cheat on me and then I have to make the decision of whether to stay with this person or not. She told him that before, and for that her to have told him before, and then he still went and do it, kind of added to her not even thinking of like letting him back into her life. I just like I love the scene to Cam before the scene because it kind of told you
Wait,
where
repeat
her
it, Micah, because it
mindset
cut
was.
out for a second. You said
I
you
said
love
I
to see
love the
what?
scene. But I especially loved what she said to Cam before because it kind of told you her mindset throughout the episode. Because throughout the episode, it was showing Gabby she's avoiding JR, she's avoiding the conversation, and for her, like to be honest and just tell it what it is that she loves this person. She loves JR, but and you want to hear all the right things. You want him to apologize and you want to take him back, but at the end of the day you know, you gotta have some self respect and stand up for yourself. And I just love that.
Yeah. Allie Nick says JR was truly tapping on the nerve with his speech to Gabby. He could have kept that. There was no accountability and responsibility for his actions. And she says Gabby showed immense vulnerability with Cam as it pertains to her feelings for JR. It was beautiful to watch. It was really, really dope to watch. And this is the parts that, like, if you're not actually tuned in, or maybe if you're not actually looking for it, you're going to completely miss it. But to know what it says for her to be actively avoiding JR. Now, mind you, JR was not actually making it hard for her to avoid him because they literally just kept bumping into each other versus him seeking her out. So were you actually apologizing 1,000,000,000 times? Because it don't feel like it. I'm just saying. Cool. But the act of her trying to avoid JR, speaking to her understanding and knowing her feelings so deeply that she still does want to be with him, but she could not possibly put herself in a position to compromise her self-worth by doing so. So she's going to take the only action that she can take and keep in physical distance so that she's not put in a space of wills of like, or like making her will fight against her heart and her potentially lose that battle because her heart maybe actually wins out. And I thought that knowing that part of it all of like, yes, we're saying or we're watching her avoid him, but that is what's all behind it, I thought was just so masterful. And like well, Gabby, of course, like was a major part of why this episode was so brilliant. But for that to be part of her story and her to be speaking in her actions in that way, I really, really thought was profound because it is just so freaking it is so freaking accurate. Or at least I've experienced similar things.
It is so relatable. Like it is absolutely. And I, being in a similar situation, I did the complete opposite of Gabby, which is, you love the person and you fall back into old habits, even though you know what they did was wrong. And I would manage to fall back because I didn't put that distance between us, and he managed to work his way back. But for her to stand up for herself, like it's not something that many of us can do because I can't speak for all women, but I know a lot of my homegirls, a lot of my friends, like we like it's easy for the guy, like you like this guy and he just has a way of just charming you, and you, especially when you love somebody. And I think Gabby did love JR and does love JR. It would be easy to fall back. Like it would be so easy to do that after he apologizes a million times. But for her to stand up for herself in that way, it was very, like, it was nice to see. It was good to see. It doesn't always happen, and I appreciate the writers for writing it that way.
Yeah. And given the space of like us watching her run away, but then Cam kind of like, all right, enough. When is enough going to be enough? Because you have this tool or this resource in a moment of like, okay, I can't actually face him. I can't actually talk to him because I do still deeply love him. I do still want to be with him. You start to remember all of the things that are great, especially when something bad happens, and then time, like if you allow a little bit of time to create some distance, then it's easier for you to like assuage away the pain and then start to remember all of the really great things. So I think that it spoke to that. And then once we get towards the end of the episode and Cam is like, you cannot just do this inevitably, like, girl, like, let's be for real. Then it's that moment of like, you're right, I actually do have to deal with this. I can't continue to run from it. And then what does that look like? Now Ellie said that she wasn't a fan of the slap. She don't like seeing anyone put their hands on anyone, but you get it. I think like that's such a valid thing to say. What makes the slap so powerful to me is that it wasn't, to me, I don't think it wasn't really premeditated. It wasn't like she just knew that she had to lay hands and that was what was going to get this energy out or this feeling out. It was her body's response to the deep hurt and pain that she had been put through by way of this betrayal, which again just rang so authentic to women's experiences in situations like this. And it just came out, and then they gave her the apology after the fact because to like solidify it, this is just how it came out. I don't even know what to say to you. This is all I got. And again, I have been of the camp in, previous years where maybe I could find the words if I looked hard enough, but I was so enraged and I was so frustrated and I felt so betrayed that the words were not coming, but these fists were. These feet were. Mm.
Yep. And it wasn't that, because it usually, like, a woman goes up and slaps a guy and it's like, oh, I hate you, go to hell, slaps him. It was like he was talking and he was saying all the right things, and I think she was like, at one point I thought she was gonna like just say, oh well, maybe I forgive you, or maybe we can talk. And you could see in her like face, and like she was looking at him and he had the puppy dog eyes, and it's just like why'd you have to do this? Like why did you have to ruin us? That was more the slap. It was like just like why? Like why did you have to do all, like why did you have to like cause it to end up into this place? Like I saw this amazing future with you and now it's gone. And that the slap, it wasn't anger, but more of like just like grieving over like the loss of something that could have been so great.
Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts as it pertains to Gabby and the slap heard round the world?
Yeah, I
So
mean,
poetic, honestly. It wasn't even really aggressive. Like, yeah, they did that with that choice. I'm sorry, somebody was about to speak.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say something like, yeah. I mean, like I had said, I had anticipated it because I just felt like that's the I'm not sa- I'm not saying a typical response, but that's normally the response when somebody hurts you deeply like that. And as far as JR's whole attitude, I mean, I don't know what he would have said because I think even he knew in the back of his mind at this moment, like, even if I apologize, I know that there's no coming back from this. Like, now, would I have
Do you
preferred
remember what I
he
said
at
last
least?
week?
Yeah, I didn't finish. Let me get to that point. I was about to
Well,
I
you're
was
also
about
laying
to
down other points that
yeah, but
directly
I was gonna
conflict with
say
what I said last week.
I know, but I was gonna say, like, now at that moment, do I wish he would have, you know, said more and uh, like, because y'all have been together for, I'm gonna say, 2 years in this timeline. There ain't nothing in this 2 years that y'all been together. She literally brought you back to life because you was dead on the floor. Like, there's nothing in the 2 years that's telling you, man, I just don't want it to end like this. I can't go out like this. Like, even if she was gonna say no in the end, I just kind of just wanted more fight. But the fact he just stood there looking so sad, like that man looked like he was about to die. Like, he looked so bad. And not
Did
so
he?
much so, yeah, like he looks sad as hell. Like I know I effed up, and there's nothing I can say at this moment that's gonna change anything. That's kind of what it gave, if I'm gonna be real.
But you also
And
said if he would apologize, that wouldn't have changed anything. So what exactly are you
no,
saying?
I'm saying, like, I wanted him to try, like, at least say a little bit more and push, even if she ultimately comes to the decision she comes to. Then I would have felt better about it. But the fact that you said I'm sorry and I made a mistake, but you didn't expand on it, it just left me wanting, to be quite honest. So it's kind of where my disappointment is. As quiet as it's kept, you know. Uh,
I'm honestly not
it's
really sure where your disappointment is, Kofi, but I'm gonna let other people sound off because you're
I'm,
you're kind of talking out of both sides of your mouth and like saying
I
one thing, but then
okay.
also saying the other,
All
and
right.
they're on both of the
Let
sides
me
of the
be
matter.
let me be clear. JR should have begged Gabby not to end things. That's what I'm saying. But the fact that he slapped her, or she slapped him, she said what she said, and she walked away, and he just stood there mute. That's the issue I have. There. That's as clear as I'm trying to be.
Okay.
Okay? That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah. There we go.
Anybody else have thoughts on this? Nope. All right. Moving on. um, aside from Gabby's final confrontation with JR, which this does feel like it's final, y'all. It feels like this is it. And I think just Danielle, but I'm not sure. Somebody said in the chat they don't feel like she got the closure that she actually wanted by way of the slap. And I get what you're saying in reference to that. She did say a little bit after, which spoke to it. And then sometimes closure doesn't look like this neatly wrapped up bow and like everybody is like resolved and settled in what they were given and they're able to just move on and go forward. I think for the purposes of what we got, knowing that there's only 2 episodes left, this is it as it pertains to JR and Gabby and her being able to get the lick off and then say, like, you literally did what I asked you not to, but I'm walking away from this wishing you the best because I gave it all I could. um is pretty much all she could really ask for. Now, aside from that, we get to see her interacting with Cam, and we spoke to a lot of this when we were talking about Cam, but I also want to take a second and like highlight how much of a phenomenal friend she has been. Cam goes as far as to say it, right? Like, he points out like, yo, you've been around, you've been, with me since the very beginning, and I appreciate it. But I want to take a second, and if you guys have thoughts on Gabby's friendship to Cam and what her friendship with Cam actually means to her.
Gabby and Cam, that's a real friendship. It's not like the fake friendship that JR and Keisha had going on the whole season. This is the actual friendship that existed in the past. And even from season one, after he lost football and she recruited him, did she like recruit him to the chorus that they had? Like
Yeah, she
Yep.
did.
yeah, recruiting him, getting him like knowing that he could sing, getting him to join, and from then like just being there, like she's always been there for him, whether it's like professionally or personally. He even like when JR, even when at the start of the JR Gabby relationship, he was like, "Oh yeah, y'all you like him. You should like get together." Like supports her in her personal life, relationships. She helps him professionally. It's always been a very like it's a very good friendship, and it's one of the few or maybe the only friendship that's been an All American that isn't romantic, where it's a boy and a girl, and it's nothing like there's no like insinuating like anything romantic there. Two people that stand by each other through everything. I think it's literally the only male female relationship other than Cam and Simone, but that was kind of shaky at first and then it became something. But they were always from day one.
Yeah, I'll have to agree. It is definitely probably, yeah, one of the only true platonic friendships we've seen on this show. And honestly, it's very good to see that because we don't really get a lot of that in television, especially television geared towards teenagers. And so I think that's really good for them to include that. What I will say is you were right. Like Gabby was hunting down Cam. She was like, "You need to be a part of the singing group." Like I feel like she's always been there for him as a friend, but also just somebody that is also interested in music that he can bounce his ideas off of. Sometimes, as people, we need friends who have interest or have experience in the field that we are interested in. And so it's really good that Cam feel has like a safe space where he can, share his lyrics with Gabby or share his music or what he's working on and have her give her honest opinion because we always need friends that could do that. And Gabby is one that will, no matter what, give you her honest opinion. I really love that scene when Cam was singing the bad lyrics that J Marx gave him. And Gabby's like, no offense, but like, what is this? This is really what? Like, what's this? I thought that was so funny. And it really spoke to their dynamic. Um, so yeah, it's really a good friendship. I also wanted to point out I was watching one of the older episodes the other day. And there was a scene with Gabby and Cam, and I think Cam was asking Gabby for some advice with some music assignment that he was doing. And I realized in that same scene that Cam was really trying to push JR in the direction of Gabby. Like he was trying to push them together. So I realized, oh wait, Cam kind of had a hand to play in Gabby and JR getting together as well, which I thought was really interesting. So I just wanted to add that.
Yeah. I mean, I can't recall the beginning of the JR and Gabby lore, but part of me felt like she felt gravitated to him or something like that, and that is what pushed Cam to like wanna whatever. But yes. Mm-hmm. So once it hit me in this episode of like, yeah, this is more than just about Keisha. It's like, Negro, you hurt two women that I love. You lucky I don't black both of your eyes to match the two to match the two women. Um, but I also want to talk about, since this is basically Gabby's episode, her overall character, because we have, at least early on, early on we have watched, not necessarily, I'm going to say this because it sounds very dramatic, but I understand it's not necessarily exactly what I'm about to say, but I want to say it to just add the dramatic flair. We watch what felt like, I'll add that. We watched what felt like the assassination of Gabby's character, specifically when it was tied to, her with JR, and her not necessarily being all gung ho about him returning back to baseball and worrying about his health. And there was so many men all on the interwebs. Well, a lot of people, not just men, but mostly men on the interwebs crying about how Gabby need to just leave JR alone, and Gabby isn't supportive, and Gabby is this, and Gabby is that. And I just feel like this episode did a wonderful job of reminding everybody exactly who the hell Gabby is, and her character is displayed not only within her romantic relationships, like her relationship with JR, but also within her friendships and how she operates with people, period. If she loves you, if she cares about you, she's always going to push for you to do the best thing for you to be safe, for you to be healthy, for you to be well, for you to be your best, for you to not have people gaslighting you and trolling you and putting you in untoward circumstances. And I feel like this episode and her storyline, specifically in this episode, made it clear and like put a little period on that particular thing, because it was so easy for a lot of people to misconstrue how she was moving early on in the season, like she was unsupportive girlfriend and how she was jealous, or she's this or she's that, and she's been called everything but a damn child of God, when come to find out she's an equally dope ass friend, a equally dope ass counterpart, a wonderful woman displaying all of the great qualities that we also highlight and celebrate in Cam. She has them as well and has been wielding them, but it's much more easier to villainize a Black woman than it is in the other way. So I just wanted to go ahead and make that point and give space if anybody wanted to get their last Gabby is that girl points off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Gabby is blessed, or was blessed, because I guess the character is finished now, with being a side character, a guest character in the All American universe. Like, that's one of the biggest blessings that you can have as a character, because being a main character, they tend to, like, they give you so much because you have to be in every storyline, you have to be all around, that you become self-absorbed and your character just goes down the drain. But for her to be a side character, less is often more. And with as little as we did see her for most of the series, when you did see her on screen, it was always her supporting someone. It was always her fighting for someone, helping someone be better as a person, whether it was with Cam whenever he lost football and he had this talent for music and singing, and she got him to do it. She got him to sing with her. Whether it's with JR and everything that he had going on, and even though he didn't value whatever she was saying or doing for him, she still did it. And yeah, Gabby, like, on top of she's gorgeous, obviously, like, just like one of the best characters, and she, like, just, he was blessed with never being a main character.
Come on, blessed with never being a main character. You might be speaking a word right now, Micah. Uh,
I think that watching Gabby's growth was so beautiful. What I've seen a lot of people say that turned them off from Gabby was her strong personality. And I think a lot of Black women have heard that line before, that, oh, like, you have a strong personality. So anything you say, even if you say it out of love, if you say it out of care for the people that you love, people take it the wrong way as you being demanding, you not being caring, you being judgmental. And I think those are words that has been associated to her, especially at the height of the earlier parts of the season with JR. And I'm so happy that her leaving the show, we got a glimpse of what her vulnerable side looks like, what her softness looks like. And I'm so happy that they displayed that. So it's not that she has a strong personality, like you perceive her that way. She's very soft, she's very caring, she's very intuitive. And I love the scene where she was at the studio when J Marx first came onto her, and she removed herself from that situation. She didn't tell Cam in the beginning until he started doubting her, himself, and started doubting the words of life that she was pouring into him, where she actually pointed out, like, hey, this is actually what happened. So you shouldn't be questioning yourself, especially based off his words. And I just feel like it speaks so much volume to the person that she is. She wants only life to be spoken into her friends, into the people that she loves. So, it's bittersweet seeing how she left the show, but I think it's very real, and it's a very real experience. So I love Gabby down forever and always.
Forever and always. Gabby over everything. Period.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. And I wasn't on that tip about she was doing too much. She was right in the sense that this is a man that she cared about, like, and if he didn't die, because let's just call for what it is, he died. Like, she brought him back to life. If that didn't happen, I don't know if she would have been so, you know, very quick to, say not for him to play baseball. But the fact that she experienced that and was just only trying to look out for that man, and then people took it as she was overstepping. I mean, now it's kind of, I understood why she was moving the way she was moving, because she just wants this man to be healthy and safe. And even if he didn't have baseball, she wanted him. She opened his door to other stuff like engineering and whatnot. So yeah, Gabby's, for a recurring character, she did her thing, man, and I'm glad that I got to see her in the 3 seasons that the show's been on. Shame that it's going off the air. Would have loved to see her story more. I mean, if this thing had gotten a fourth season, it should have made her a main. So, but the time we got her, she really made a mark, and I got to give Heather her props for portraying this character. So she did a great job. You know,
I would
and
challenge
ain't
everybody
no,
who's watching to make an intentional choice to see the Gabbies in y'all's lives and to treat them accordingly.
yeah, oh yeah, that
Yep.
too, that too. I mean,
Yeah, I just came to come in agreement with everyone. Sounding like we in church. I just came here to come in agreement with everyone. Gabby is that girl. From the moment she came on the show, I was like, yes, finally, some substance, some representation, okay? Because I'll be really honest, Gabby really did for me. Like, I felt very much seen. Um, from All American to All American Homecoming. I'm sorry, all of those ladies are lovely, and I watched and I enjoy. But I was never connected. I'm sorry to say. I don't know if it's just me, but I just never felt connected. The energy that Gabby brought, the way that she is intentional, and she's sure of herself. She knows who she is, and she doesn't compromise on that. And once again, she also is not one to just let her friends or whoever that she cares about just walk over and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And then she'll just be like, yeah, 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 you should do that. Like, she'll give you the real. And that is the type of people you need in your life. And I just, oh, it was so good because we were really suffering. I'm sorry to say we were suffering because I just can't get behind this agenda that the show has, where being a supportive friend involves just saying yes or going along with whatever your friend wants to do. It's the people that call you out and say, hey, No, you're literally walking into a brick wall right now. Like, you need to stop, like, back up. You know what I mean? Those are the type of people that you need in your life. And then putting that together with how Jia really did not appreciate this girl just made it even more real. Because we have loads and loads of Gabbies, good Black women out there in the world that are underappreciated, undervalued, and that is something that we need to call out. We need to value the Gabbies in our lives. We need to value them because they are the people who will save you. They are the people who resuscitate you when you pass out. Okay? They're the ones who will bring you back to life. And they're the ones who will care for you. They're the ones who will look out for you. They are the ones who will uplift you. And they're the ones who will hold you accountable. And that's the type of stuff you need in your life. Period. Gabby is that girl. Gabby over everything. She did it for me. I'm sorry. None of these other people in all America, y'all couldn't do it for me. But Gabby came and did what had to be done. I'm sorry to say. She did it.
She did what had to be done. Okay. Sade says I
Amen,
need to
Yeah.
amen.
screen record that snippet and send it to my BF. Your best friend seems like they always get defensive on us, or your boyfriend. It's immediately interpreted as an attack. Being strong and having boundaries equals aggressive. Listen, if that ain't a word, I don't know what is. And I feel like you guys can see it on display 3 to 4 times a week, even if it's not in your own lives with me. I am outspoken. I am very passionate. I am very confident in the things that I say. I have no problem having conversations that typically have conflict within them. Well, I have a problem sometimes, but I'm going to still do it. I'm going to do it whether it's uncomfortable or not. And for in a lot of ways, I resonate with Gabby specifically for that because I'm going to be the one who, yes, I want you to have whatever the hell your heart desires. I'm the person who wants to have children. And it's like, if my kids want to be Ninja Turtles, then nigga, we're going to be Ninja Turtles. Cool. But I'm not going to support you compromising and potentially ending your life. I'm not going to support you running yourself into the ground. I'm not going to support you being a terrible, shitty person. Like, I'm just not going to support certain things. And I will never be of the camp of like, support is only me telling you yes to everything, because I will never be your damn yes woman. And there's a special place fueled with tons of fire, venom, and tons of animosity for Black women specifically who don't just say yes to however people decide to treat them, to however people decide to look at them, to however people decide to regard them, to the scraps that people want to give when they deserve way more. It's unfortunate, but it's real. And Gabby as a character 100% speaks to the plight of that Black woman in this country. And it was so beautiful to see, even with watching her struggle emotionally with being unappreciated in her relationship. The storyline in and of itself was just wonderful to be able to watch. And for us to be able to, I think what's the power in it is for us to be able to see her as a character, identify all of these things and articulate it, because oftentimes many of the strong Black women who are out here being superheroes for everybody else have a problem trying to save themselves or don't think to save themselves. And in watching Gabby as a character and being able to readily identify and speak to it, it's like, okay, now you have more affirmation for like what you can do for yourself, what you should be doing for yourself. So I love it.
Yeah, and
Amen.
just to
Yeah.
piggyback, I mean, like, it's those type of women that we need in our lives. Like, and when they gone, you don't feel it. And I don't know if JR is gonna dwell on this in these remaining 2 episodes, but I know in the back of his mind, he's gonna be thinking, damn, like I really had somebody that was down for me 100%. And because of my, you know, stupidity or whatever reason I did what I did, she gone now. And even if I move on, I find somebody else, I don't know if I'm gonna find somebody else as good as her. So you live with regret. So there's a cautionary tale, honestly. Be quite honest. Sad.
Yeah, I agree with everything that you said, Eric, and what everyone's been saying. It's so hard having certain labels put on you as a Black woman, and it's hard to shake those off once they've been placed. But for me, Gabby has never been two-faced. She always stood 10 toes down in everything that she said. And I think it was just so poetic for her to be vulnerable and say to JR, "Don't make me that girl." And in their
Mm-hmm.
breakup, repeating those same exact words, and her not being swayed and standing 10 toes into it and walking away. I feel like that was even more poetic for her to know that she deserves so much more, and she warned you countless times, like, don't make me that girl. And for him to recognize in that moment how deeply he hurt her and how her words came back to haunt him, I just feel like it was just so beautiful and heartbreaking to watch.
I agree. All right. Moving on. Cam and Gabby get the MVP awards for the whole damn episode. Now we're going into more Trey Waters.
Oh, good
Do we
lord.
really care? Is the live over? Because do
No,
we really care?
no, we can end it because honestly, the reason I gave it a four, you read it as I gave you a four. This is the reason I gave it a four. I'm done.
Oh, Simone was cute, guys. You know, you fall out of love sometimes. It's great.
But I don't know if she gon' I fear she not gonna love this man like he's supposed to be loved, man. I don't even
All
like
right,
Lando like
before
that,
you
but
go into yours, Kofi, let me go ahead and introduce this segment because we get into the Simone-ness of it. Sorry, Erica. How you gonna introduce the segment if you gonna keep laughing? Listen, okay. So Little Miss Insufferable Simone was not insufferable this episode. I actually enjoy her storyline in this episode. It just was a footnote though. It was like a nice to have. It wasn't a need to have. And it's like, girl, great. You've come to certain realizations. But it's the same. I was hollering at you 10 episodes ago. So now you didn't drag me by my edges for the last 10 weeks along this goofy ass journey with you when you could have just listened and or not silenced the one friend that you had who would have told you this stuff, but you tried to gaslight them into believing that they weren't actually supporting you because they didn't go along with all your goofy ass plans and offer a different additional antidotes and or options for your goofy ass plans. And now you about to go ahead and get the guy at the end while also getting your love of tennis, and it's just like, girl, whatever you decide to do, just shut the hell up about it. Okay, let's talk about Simone.
okay. Is Lando in this discussion too, or is it just
No, we're talking
specifically
about
on her?
Simone.
Just Simone? Okay. I mean, what's understood don't need to be said. So it's like Erica is right. Just like it's like, oh my gosh. It didn't need all we didn't need all this to get to this point, honestly. You know? Oh gosh, I got nothing. Anybody else want to go? Because it's like I watched
I
this with an open mind and I'm like, hey, like, did we really need to Oh my god. Micah,
The
go
Erica
ahead.
was right.
I
It's just enough for me, so I appreciate that.
I
Truly.
also have I also have not much to, I think I don't like I think I've gotten to a point with Simone's character where I don't care. I don't care what she does or how much she loves or doesn't love tennis or has always like it's so tiring watching a character do the same thing a million times. I feel like we've had this same thing for 3 seasons now in terms of her and tennis. Every season, it's almost the same thing. To for her to finally reach a verdict or her the point. So I can't talk about it. Y'all. You guys can go. Like it's tiring. It's just a I don't care.
Well, what I will say is this. I think it's tiring because of the timing. I mean, I feel like if they gave us this like before she was diagnosed with cancer and before she decided to double up on radiation and speed up her hormone treatment, like if we had gotten that before, then I could appreciate this storyline a little more. I think I would say appreciate rather than do without. I don't know. I think we could have appreciated it more if it came before because at this point it was like, you done rushed radiation, you done tried to rush cancer treatments so that you could get back on the tennis court. You lied to your coach, you lied to your family, you had your friends lying for you, all so you could come back now and be like, I don't know if I love tennis. Like, I'm like, Simone, really? Like, mom, what happened like 3, 4 episodes ago when you were like literally lying to your coach and then mad at your friends when they couldn't keep your lies? Like, I feel like it's just taking steps back. It just doesn't make sense for the storyline to come at this point, especially with 2 episodes left. But I feel like if it came before, I could have more of an appreciation for it. That's just how I feel about it.
And I agree with you, KS, because my only question for Simone this entire episode was like, who told you to do that? Like who? Like who told you to do that? Like there's so many things in place that is set up that you could have taken advantage of. You could have, as Erica's been saying, like you could have redshirted. You could have talked to your coach so that she came up with a plan for you. Like we went through all this, and who told you to do that? Nobody, because you didn't listen to anybody at all. It just had to be Simone, Simone, Simone. So now you sitting in this AA meeting and like I'm supposed to feel bad for you, but I'm just like, if you had listened today when she was trying to talk to you earlier in the season, we wouldn't be here. So like I'm really trying to be sympathetic, Erica, but I'm just like, who told her to do all that? Like who told her?
Who?
I can't with Simone.
Who told you? Nobody.
I'm
Nobody made you do any of the things that you're doing. So for you to arrive at an apathetic place, once you have like you literally, the writer spared no expense in giving you every single thing that you want. Anything that came to your little pretty ass mind was able to be actualized, and you're gonna receive all of it only to arrive at the end and be like, it's not what I thought. Really? G. Willikers, Simone, really? So every little bit of like pushback that you received all along that was pointing to the fact that this might not actually be what you want or what you specifically need, you took it as ops. You took it as opposition, only for you to arrive at the exact place that people were telling you where you were going to arrive at. Like, girl, now, the brilliance of it all, so like, shout out to Ellie, because Ellie's like, I enjoy her, storyline this episode, but enough already. It's like, this is a very real thing. What she's going through is a very real feeling, but because we have already just been sitting with so much as it pertains to Simone, we're at a place where, like, girl, we don't even care no more. You've missed your opportunity for us to be along with you on this ride and for us to fully empathize. You don't have no more space for empathy. Not only did you get to successfully freeze your eggs, not only did you get to successfully double up on radiation and are 100% cancer free, didn't lose no damn hair. You down at the cancer support group, people down here with bandanas and bonnets and whatnot because they catching hell. Meanwhile, you're getting every single thing. Last week, you were 10 miles per hour off from what you used to be. This week, you waxing bitches' asses on the tennis court. Like, Simone, please, I beg. I guess I just needed to rant that because
It's just so frustrating because Erica said it, Nate said it, how many people said it, and then you reach this conclusion on your own, and all of this could have been for what, man? What did you think your coach was gonna do? She thought she was gonna kick you off the team. We saw what she did with Thea. She loves her players. She would have gotten you right, man. You didn't even trust her to do that. Like, oh, it's so disappointing, man. For real. Like, what was the point of all that? Really? I'm trying to. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. I'm confused. Like,
There is no point. There is no point. Like it actually is upsetting because like you go through all of this. Y'all gave her cancer. Y'all gave Simone cancer just so we could arrive to the verdict that she doesn't want to do the sport that she's been shouting from the mountaintops that she wants to do ever since not even season one, All American season 3 or whatever. Like she like you it's so just like
uh,
and I
it's
can support characters and I can support, changing journeys and shifting paths and but like it's given like it was all like just for nothing. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was just all like we with Spencer you can like he had this passion. You have this passion and drive for a sport. With Thea, she loves tennis. She wanted to do this and she's still fighting for this passion that she has. And with Simone, it's just giving like fake passion this whole time. You just walking around, oh, I can't make top 8. Coach Ryan doesn't believe in me. Thea's gonna take when she comes back. Spencer, oh my God, Spencer, I've been trying to work practice and like Tootie and all this stuff and like it's ridiculous. Like it's the most like to arrive at this ending. To arrive at this ending is the most anticlimactic and just horrible. It's ridiculous. Like I'm truly falling off the character completely. Like I don't care. Like
and I just
she could do
know.
anything and I just don't care.
What's it like? All right, y'all. Like, let's unpack the little pieces of it because technically she's our title character, right? The fact that she's winning every single match and this is coming triggered into like I don't know if I want to do this anymore because she keeps losing.
So
I
she never cared. I don't like.
It's just so it's and I know they're gonna pull some shenanigans when this series finale, episode 13. Like I'm just I'm anticipating it. Um, oh god, and it's just gonna not feel earned. It really is not gonna feel earned, and the
Simone
writing has
stopped
been
earning things at the end
beautiful.
of season 1, Kofi. So we already been in this realm. She ain't earned
Yeah,
nothing
Mm,
but
since season 2 started.
this is the end. Like this is the end. Like, and I don't feel a sense of closure. Like how am I supposed to cheer for her when this series ends when they do something predictable and then I'm supposed to be, yay, I went on this journey with this girl from season 2 of All American to the end of this series and I feel satisfied. Like no. It's like oh
Don't
who
my
forget they're
god.
gonna bring Damon back
can
to make sure
go?
that he pines after her a little bit, so
Oh,
that we know that she that girl. Meanwhile, we have already given the crown away, and Simone will never be able to retrieve it from Gabby's pretty
nope.
palms.
Nope.
So
And we didn't even go on a journey. Like it wasn't a journey. It was literally a merry-go-round or a roller coaster, and we ended up back at the same spot. We didn't go on a journey because a journey would mean a beginning and an end to a like to a point where you realize like we've literally been doing the same thing with Simone for 3 seasons. It's
Even
ridiculous.
Damon
Sade Foster
even
said, "Now
Damon
this is real Olivia Bakey," and I would say the same, except for they actually included her thinking that she was the problem at some point. I could be wrong. Y'all could correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember Olivia ever having a genuine moment where she thought that she was the problem and she wasn't just being self-deprecating to get additional, like to manipulate people around her to like feel bad.
No, she never did. She never.
It's that
Olivia
second
has
one.
never taken
Do y'all think
accountability
that
for
Simone's
anything.
moment in this was genuine and like maybe I'm the problem?
yeah, but at the same time it's like we've been know that, so it's like I don't give you points for coming to this self realization. People been trying to tell you this, and you weren't trying to listen.
Oh, for
So it's
sure, no
like,
points. But I'm just saying, like, this is where I feel like there's a difference with her and Olivia Baker because we didn't get this with the Olivia Baker character. Do y'all feel
okay, yeah,
like
that I agree.
Kenny might get
Yeah,
it shot? Do y'all think that she was genuine in the? It could be me. I'm the problem.
No,
Well,
I didn't
No.
know. I
I,
like usually I feel
I
like
also
Micah might go to the extreme, but I have to agree with her. Like I reached a place I really don't care. Like Simone,
Mm.
I can't like I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. And I feel like we are too far to turn back at this point for me to be convinced in her, oh, it might be me moment. Like, no. I'm not convinced. I'm sorry.
convinced either,
Mm.
and I wouldn't be surprised if in the last episode she's at the U.S. Open. Like she's such an like a character that I just and Olivia Baker, she's a different animal. Like she's a different beast. Like she is like the big bad selfish beast that nobody can ever touch. But Simone and just like her going in a circle as to what she wants out of her life is just it like I didn't buy any of it. I don't care. Maybe it's because I don't care. Maybe I'm not the right one to talk about it because I'm not unbiased. I don't care what Simone
I
does.
think it's a mix. I think it's a mix between actual genuineness and and her not meaning it. Because it still led to her having another motivational speech. Like I don't want another person to talk about, oh, you had a child when you were 16. Oh, you gave up everything to come to Princeton. Simone, you can do it. Like how many times are we gonna hear this? Like when are we gonna get to the point where Simone actually believes that for herself and a third party doesn't have to tell her this? Like
Mm.
Simone, come on. Like at some like I feel like I it would have meant more to me if Lando didn't give that speech. And that whole like montage at the end, like what was that for? Like that had came without Lando's speech, like after that game, she finally like sits down and genuinely reflect on herself, and they showed genuine moments of her completely disregarding everything that people been saying to her and be like, I brought myself here. My mom told me that I need to take accountability and I'm going to start taking that today. Like, oh, Simone is gone and this is me, right? I would have been like, oh, so empowering, so beautiful. But all the moments in the montage are things that like Lando just 2.5 seconds ago told us about. Her having, we
Mm.
know that she had a kid as a teen. We know that she was married as a teen and had to get divorced or an annulment as a teen. We know that she gave up nothing to come to Princeton. And we know that it was a struggle barely for her in the beginning playing on the team. All of that is like things that we've known and things that like honestly she put her apart from cancer, like everything was decisions that she actively made. So for me it doesn't really feel genuine because like it didn't stem from her truly, it stemmed from a third party. So like what actually was her realization? Like she lived this. So I feel like that was a disconnect for me
She didn't
with
realize
that.
anything.
Go ahead, Micah.
No, I was just saying that she didn't realize anything. Like it's all just I just can't talk. Like her character it's done. It's over. I think I might dislike Simone more than I dislike Keisha.
Yeah. This montage sent me. Oof.
no mention of Damon whatsoever, which is weird. Like, okay, I'm not so much so annoyed so much at the relationship part because that's inconsequential, but he did play a part in you know, this journey that you've been on. Like, and for me, not no acknowledgement of that is weird unless they're gonna address it in the series finale. But that was, but you showed Jordan, which is okay. I get that, but Damon played a part too. Like, what? What are we doing, bro? Like,
So what
come
do y'all
on.
think the montage was meant for? Because I'm hovering here. Because yes, we got no Damon, but she remembered this kiss with Lando, and it's like this kiss in particular. Now I got to go back and watch the episode that this kiss is from because y'all was also bumping ugly. So what makes this kiss special?
Right. I got nothing. I don't want to make my brain hurt. Like, I feel like ripping my hair out, like, for real, because it doesn't make any sense.
The montage
Was this
was
kiss
because
after he sent her the care package or no? I don't
No,
remember.
this kiss was when Damon went to him telling him that he likes Simone, that he told her he loved her, and that whatever you have with her is not like real. So that prompted Lando to go to Simone and tell him that he wants to be with her. And then she had to
I
make a
did.
decision. So it's like, what
the
what are we
montage
So this is
doing?
was
just supposed to
because
reiterate she made the wrong decision.
the
Oh my,
Simple
montage
as hell.
oh
the
God.
montage was like it was to show the journey and to show that she's gonna end with getting with Lando. That's what it was. It's showing the journey of her, like where she's come, where she's been, what she's gone through, and now she's at the point where she's about to go get with Lando.
Yeah, okay. I just,
And Damon not
I
being
hope.
included, it's like I said this before, and they did to Damon what they did to Simone once Jordan got with Layla, which is
Mm-hmm.
wipe her from existence completely. Never
it's just
existed. It never.
crazy. Was because he was important, not so much on the relationship tip, but just also as her friend. Like, they were friends first before they decided to, date for however long they dated. Like, you tell me he didn't play a part in your tennis journey either? Are we serious right now? Like, let's just throw this whole thing away, man. Sorry. Y'all going out sad, bro. All American Homecoming going out sad, man. Real
Go
talk.
ahead, say what you want to
That
say, Kofi. I felt like it was on the tip of your tongue. Y'all going out like some suckers.
That too, like the writing is. I didn't mention this when we talked about. You know what? Let me chill. If
Go
we
for
circle
it. We
back to
almost
this,
at the end of the live, so just now you can definitely let it rip.
yeah, just y'all didn't need to do this thing with JR and Keisha. I'm sorry. Like, what was the
Oh, I
point?
disagree with
Because I'm
that.
no,
No,
because
I see people saying this, and it's actually like, okay, y'all, just because I see people said like there was no point because they didn't have JR and Keisha were never gonna be together. So if y'all thought
right.
that the only result that could make the storyline satisfactory was for JR and Keisha to end up together, then that's a kind of a you problem. And like the story was never that. And I think because in All American it usually ends with the two people who cheat end up together. That's why people, because I saw people on Twitter saying, "Oh well, then why y'all JR and Keisha should have just ended up together if y'all were gonna do it just to ruin a relationship with cheating." But that wasn't the story. Like,
Yeah, man. And even with
I
that,
think Cam running
And
away
specifically, that
from
wasn't the
Keisha and
story.
being set free
Hold
is
on one
enough.
second. Shot 1 second. I'm sorry, because I want to double down on Micah's point there. Like that wasn't the story, and specifically the couples that experienced this within this. The cheating only exasperated things that were already there for their relationships. It just became a tool to like make that become more prominent, so they couldn't ignore it anymore. Go ahead, Shy.
Yes, I agree. I think this was the catalyst to set Cam free from the shackles of Keisha, and I think if they didn't accomplish anything, I'm glad that they accomplished that much. And I think it was still beautiful in the way that they told the story. I feel like that's the way how they did it, like just how the story unfolded. it doesn't really happen a lot like that in TV. Like we don't see that much nuance. It's not like they just jumped right into it. Like there was a build up there. We saw the genuine friendship and how that can sometimes confuse you into thinking that there's real romance there when you're not really used to that. And we kind of got to learn more about Kesha as a person and as a character. And I feel like we wouldn't have gotten to see those nuance if they didn't told the story this way. So of course, like the outcome is bittersweet, but I think the journey that it took us on was necessary and it could help a lot of people.
I
Yeah,
hear what you're
and I
saying,
don't
Shari.
know.
Oh, go ahead, Micah.
hold on, Michael. Let's let Kofi say.
No, I hear what you're saying, Shy, but for me, like season 3 wasn't the season to tell that story. They should have set it up a little bit, maybe in a little bit of season 2 because it just felt like it came out of nowhere. Like I understand that JR was sick at the end of 2 when we found out that he's sick again. So, but it just not saying it was rushed, but it just felt so inconsequential and I have to disagree. I don't know if Cam is really released from the shackles of Keisha's because I peeped this promo for next week. She's in his face saying, "You deserve everything that you want to get." And this Met boy is in tears. And I'm like, are y'all really about to readdress this thing again? Is it over or is it over? Like, what's going on? So it's
Well,
like,
how
I
clean
just.
are the breaks when breaks actually happen, Kofi? Like sometimes it's a little bit messy and it's a lot of like decoupling. Like their lives were kind of like intertwined on campus, so I don't think it's unrealistic for them to engage with one another. But I think I got my confirmation of he's not going back to Kesha this episode when he said it might be uncomfortable or painful to leave something, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't go. I don't know if
All
y'all
right, well,
caught
we'll
that when
see.
he was. What'd you say?
I hear what you're saying. I'm just, I hope you're right. Like, 'cause if not, then I'm gonna call out some writers because
I mean,
this
I would
is not
also
it.
argue, Kofi, that the Cam, Gabby, Kesha, JR of it all saved the show.
Mm-hmm,
It did.
mm-hmm,
It
mm-hmm.
did. It was the most interesting thing every like episode, every week. Like if it wasn't for them, we would just see Simone and her tail dragging behind her tail, which is Lando, just dragging behind her. That's all we would be watching every weekend, every week.
Mhm.
Mm,
And I also wanted to add to
I
what Erica said about his statement at the top of the episode. He also told Simone that she could have brought Kesha with her to the anti uh Valentine's Day thing, and will be like cordial. He will be friendly, like it doesn't matter. So it shows that he's willing to not let it impact the friend group as much and like deal with his feelings in his own way.
mm.
Yeah, I think that Cam and Keisha aren't over. I do think.
That's-
I think it's
yeah.
too much. Like the writer, like AA, it's too much for them. They can't like end it with both of them breaking up. I think that they're not that brave. They're not that strong. They have to have a couple happy endings that, or at least what they think is a happy ending with the couples staying together. I think they either I don't know if they get back together, but I think there's some kind of reconciliation of sorts by the end
And
with Cam
that
and Keisha. Like it
sucks
did.
because in this episode, once we got to the end, I was like, damn, if you guys go back to like previous breakdowns and lives, I had been saying all the time one of these couples is going to survive because it feels like the safest option and that's just what I felt like they were going to do. So when we got here and we saw Gabby slap him and stand on business and Cam has been standing on business, I'm like, oh my God, we actually exited and neither one of the couples survived. I think that is so dope and it's such the best story decision to make. So, Micah, you said it they're going to go ahead and reverse it. I'm like, that is what I was expecting from them from the jump. And you're right. It is a safe ass decision to make. And I would hate for them to not stand in this bravery of the storytelling that we have and like basically renege.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, they gotta. they were bold with this storyline this season, and it's not something they've done before. So I just know they aren't gonna go full head first into it. And like Gabby and JR, while that felt final, and while Keisha and Cam, in a way, him saying goodbye and kissing her, even though it didn't feel as like
I
book is
Tell
know.
me, Kofi.
closed, like Gabby and JR felt.
You said it didn't feel
It
final.
didn't feel it didn't feel
Okay.
as like the book is closed, like Gabby and JR felt.
What were you about to say, Kofi? I just could hear your background,
Yeah.
so that's why I was saying.
Oh, sorry.
That's
But
okay.
yeah, I agree with Micah. Sorry, like Gabby and JR felt final. I saw the look on JR's face. He knew it was over. Gabby walked away with
Can I
her head
interject real
high.
quick? Can I interject real quick? Just real quick.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Because Kofi, do they feel final because JR ain't trying? Like
Yeah, that's kind
they
of how I'm looking at it. He didn't even try. Like, you didn't beg. You didn't say, we done
oh
been
yeah,
together for
you are on
2
that
years.
path
There's
now.
nothing.
You in a different place now. Before you was very much so like, well, what do you expect for him to do? Okay, I forgot. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Because it feels
yeah, I'm
less
just saying
about
it.
like they're over specifically because Gabby shut the door and that's it, and it just felt so final. And it's like Keisha has way more energy for desiring Cam than what JR has for Gabby.
And that's where I'm at. That's why I don't think it's done for Cam and Keisha. I don't necessarily think they need to get back together, but I do think there could be a reconciliation where the ending can be open ended for people to interpret it at some point they would get back together, even if it's not in the series finale. Because that's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't think Keisha's on
Mm.
Cam. I think she will still, if she will fight tooth and nail to get back with this boy, realizing the mistake she made. And I've had some time to stew on this. I actually think she's over JR. I think like she admitted to what she did, but you, I
She
had a
was
chance
never
to
into
rewatch.
JR.
Yes,
Just wait on.
Micah.
I said, Erica, just wait on the mic.
Oh,
I knew that's
okay.
what you were about to say.
Yeah, but
Never.
okay.
Mike is
Look,
saying all the
Like
old things
I
then.
look. I didn't. I thought that maybe there were some feelings there, but now taking the time to reassess and reevaluate, I do think she loves Cam down. And I don't think she's just gonna give up. I think these last two episodes, either in next week or in the series finale, she's gonna fight for her life to at least go out and try and get that man back. So that's why I'm like, it's
Sade
I
and
think
no,
said
it's up
Kofi
to
no, it's so
Cam.
unsubscribed from the
funny.
JR jungle.
no, I
No,
didn't
it's so funny.
unsubscribe. No, JR's still my man's. It's just I'm I'm kind of like disappointed because it felt like character assassination in the sense that they didn't need to do this. Like, I understand this happens in real life, but could have given him something else as a storyline. Be quite
So,
honest.
Kofi, I have a question.
Yeah.
If Keisha and JR had, and if it had been that Keisha and JR had real feelings and they're in love and they break up with their significant others and they ended up together, would you think it would still be character assassination? Do
Yeah,
you think
low
it would have been?
key. Yeah, because even though y'all together, the way y'all went about it was still wrong, and I would look at you differently. You know what I mean? So yeah, the fact that now I think they're not going into this direction is, like, well, what was the point? Like, what was JR's storyline this season? That, oh, he got a bone marrow transplant, and then he had an emotional, and then it turned into physical cheating affair with Keisha. Like, is that all
Huh?
he contributed this season?
Oh, God,
Y'all
Yeah.
should
since
have
you
just
put me
made
in
him
this
a
position,
recur.
one, I don't like defending men. How many times do I have to tell y'all this shit? Okay, that's first and foremost. But second, how the hell you gonna be the leader of the JR jungle and you over here talking about the man ain't had no storyline when the glow up is better than it had ever been before? I had never even regarded that man as a leader until we got Damon up out the way, unfortunately, and got to see him flourish and showing up and being the backbone for the entire friend group. Yes, he had his struggles, particularly
Okay,
with his lady, and he wasn't appreciating her, but he was operating and clicking on all cylinders with everybody else, which is why we wanted more for Gabby, because she damn sure deserved the fruits of all of that damn labor. So what you're not going to do, Kofi, is play like JR ain't do shit this whole season because he did this mistake. Was the mistake dead ass wrong? Yes. But this man also had a glow up, and there was a particular point in time early on where it's like, okay, we all getting on board with JR and what the hell he cooking, because he's not just sitting and playing in the backfield looking stupid. He's still whining about baseball, but he getting other things done, which is why we need to point out, like, sir, baseball don't have to be your whole entire life. You being the president of the JR jungle, talk about he ain't had nothing but an emotionally cheating storyline is wild work, if you ask me.
Look, maybe it's just me being over dramatic, but I would have just let him continue doing that, what you described, and not have this. Like, I didn't need this. Y'all could have did
Okay,
something
so
else. I
this
think that's where
brings me
I'm
to
at.
a wonderful place. This brings me to a wonderful place. And again, Erica is about to Erica. Because the way I see Black men specifically respond to representations of themselves in media is always going to perplex me. Yes, you deserve varied expressions, varied examples, varied representation that shows the full gambit of what you all are capable of and of the lives that you actually live. And you cannot backspace, control, alt, and delete every untoward and negative action that a Black man takes because you don't like the way that it actually looks for you and other Black men. Meanwhile, there are men in real life, Black men in real life, doing way worse. To say that the only real conflict that he had, like the baseball, I want to play baseball and then Gabby don't want to support me, was conflict, but not really, because they were working for the same thing, which is ultimately want him to be happy, but to do it safely. The only real substance character building conflict that he had, he needed to not have it, and they ruined his character by doing it, would strip him of his actual humanity and would position him to be this prototypical idea of a man that is moving around with no flaws. And I'm sorry, that man actually does not exist. You niggas are not perfect. And you calling for y'all's representation to be perfect will always be laughable to me. And I'll just
All
let
right,
it
that's a
sit
fair
there.
point. I mean, that's a fair point. Maybe I'm being overly sensitive, so I'm gonna fall back on that critique then.
I don't know, ladies. How do you feel about it?
I have no notes. Everything that you said is right. Like it,
Yeah.
a lot of people were, and it's not just Kofi because I'm on X. I've seen them. They were
Oh yeah,
like,
it's not just you,
"Yeah, we
Kofi. So
love
like, I use you as a jumping off point, but like, it's men all the time that's always talk about the representation of the Black man. Go ahead, Micah.
Yeah, it was like y'all rain, like, oh, y'all ruined JR. Y'all let him cheat, and then he ended up. I saw somebody actually say, y'all let him cheat, and then he ended up with nobody. And I was like, so you wanted to end, like, at the end of the day, he made that mistake. He messed up, and he's now paying for it through consequences. And I guess guys nowadays they don't know anything about necessarily experiencing consequences in relationships, and in terms of a girl or maybe their girls take them back after anything that they do that's wrong, and they don't think that there's anything wrong with half the stuff that they do. They just walk around, and I'm a man, so I already have this like higher like type of like how men like this is a man's world anyway, like that's just how they walk around. And so to see
Yeah.
him basically fall flat on his face in terms of his personal life, they're like, oh wait, no, it can't end like that. How could you possibly do that? That's crazy. And it's like, no, it's not crazy. It's real life. It's consequences. It's actions have consequences.
Yep. I have to agree with everything that Erica and Micah, everything you guys said. And it's so true. Kofi, what I will say is, like, even though you make your points and we try to guide you along the way, I have to say, at least you are open to listening, and I have to commend you for that. But because I mean, some of these men on Twitter, they are like shameless. They like will call you outside of your name if you disagree with them. Like they were out the gates episode 2. Like they were like, ooh, Gabby's clingy. Gabby needs to like let JR breathe. Like, oh my
Gabby's
gosh, what is wrong with
insecure. Gabby.
him? Yeah, like all kinds of stuff they were saying. It was crazy. So I mean, I feel like this is something that we see a lot. Like what Erica said, when men see themselves represented on TV, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I need to stand for manhood," and it's like there's nothing to stand up for. Like as Micah said, this world is like basically made for men. So what you need to stand up for, like, relax. Time to learn some lessons, in my opinion. So I just
And
have
if
to say that.
anything,
But
my ass is standing here holding up. Yes, we need to see more of this because we're not seeing you take accountability in real life. We're not seeing y'all suffer consequences because this is so-called quote unquote a man's world. So I'll be damned if in the film and television we ain't going, yes, immediately,
facts,
yes, he ended up with no one, as he should. Love it.
Yeah,
No
facts.
no's.
Exactly.
I hear you with that, and I think I'm gonna be cool with it. Um, I can't speak for other men, but they gonna be in their feelings for sure, and they gonna feel like y'all just don't like us, and that whatever they sensitive. Me, maybe I was being a little bit too overly sensitive. So,
But
but I've calmed down to it, so it's like uh,
And
it is what it
You were
is.
being overly
So
it's
sensitive,
so
Kobe, but I
funny.
do think that you might struggle with something that some men might struggle with. And again, this is just a hypothesis. This is not me stating fact. This is saying what I see and what I have observed and how I'm perceiving it. I think that some men look to representations of them in media to be a little bit more on the perfect side to give you affirmation that y'all are great when, or at least me, I'm gonna speak for me, I look to seeing very flawed, diverse in reference to like personality, emotions, experience black women um as affirmation for me. And I think that that's something that men could pick up on and like look for whole black men, look for full experience, full actualization. And because perfect does not exist, we have to stop trying to pursue perfect because it actually does not exist. And even if you fantasize about it and put it off into media that we construct, it still will not be a great affirmation for you because it won't actually affirm the man that you are, which is actually not perfect. And I think that that's something that women have, I guess, taken to a little bit easier, and we more readily find, honestly, I think a lot of relatability in seeing the flaws in other women. Like we've bigged up Gabby all damn day and gave her flowers, but aside from like feeling like I've walked a similar walk as Gabby, I think the most endearing thing to me about her and the most relatable thing about her is her fatal flaw, which is how much she wants to do and like save people without even considering herself, which is actually, like I said, a flaw and it's not actually a positive. So men looking at media and maybe being a little bit more honest and self-aware of how you relate in the negative could help you better process men in media and take on them in full versus harping on, oh, they have a negative quality, so now they're trying to derail the whole image of a man. And it's like, no, I think that that would serve you better than to trying to go and eliminate any negative doing that a man does. Meanwhile, we live quite literally in a world that is the manifestation of a bunch of men and their negative ass behaviors and decisions.
I
that was
agree,
perfectly
Erica.
well stated. Probably the most profound thing I've heard on this topic in a long, long time. Really. Huh. I'll have to sit with that and let that stew over for a little bit. But that was very profound. And yeah, we need the full spectrum of black maleness. We not I guess we can't be perfect. There has to be flaws there. So all right, Erica, I see you. All right, that was nice. Real talk. So
And I also wanted to add to what Erica was saying into this conversation about JR and his imperfections. I feel like they did a really good job at showing the balance because I didn't leave from this, even with JR's imperfection and him straying outside of his relationship. I don't think he's a terrible guy. Like, I don't think that
Yeah.
he
That
he's not
part.
on he's unworthy of love. Like, if I found a JR in real life, he is someone that I could date because I've seen him in his friendship with other Black women, and that he's completely capable of pouring into Black women and standing up and showing up for Black women. So this one mistake, it doesn't define him as a person, or it doesn't
If he doesn't
eliminate all
allow
his
it to.
other good traits if he doesn't allow it to. Right. So I feel like we shouldn't look at this one mistake and just completely um wash over everything that he is as a person, but we should see it and be like, oh, this is where he fell. And we hope that he learns from this and that he does better when the next person comes along. But as a full package, he is still a pretty decent human being. So I feel like we shouldn't be looking at this one mistake in a magnifying glass and just using it to completely like evaporate everything else that he stands for. I mean, just with this season, because he did some crazy stuff, but he's grown overall. And I feel like we should appreciate that as well.
I agree.
Love that. No notes.
No, no.
No notes. That was amazing, honestly. I just have to say.
And to the person who made the comment that I jumped off the bandwagon, no, I didn't. That was, I think you jumped the gun over there. So
They
let's
said that you
let's not that.
unsubscribed from the JR jungle.
First of all, I didn't even agree to that term JR Jungle, so that
Kofi,
was
you about to be stuck
unofficial.
with JR junkies because you ain't come up with nothing. We've been going weeks with no name. And
You
honestly,
know what?
JR junkies is getting traction in the Discord.
Yeah, well, junkies has negative connotation with drugs and stuff, so I'm not with that. So, but anywho, uh,
All
2
right, y'all.
episodes,
Let's get into
child.
the last thoughts. I think that's pretty much it.
I mean, we
We
didn't cover
basically wound up
Marcus and the
talking about
Sun,
JR
did
in
we?
this. What'd you say?
Did we cover Marcus and the Sun or no?
Oh God, I forgot. I'm over the sun. Over it. Take his ass back where he came from. Where's
Which
your mama at, little nigga? Where's your
and
mama? Bye. And I
and
get it. They're about to introduce him having bipolar 1 disorder. So then I gotta stop talking about him. So I'm getting it all out now until I get the confirmation of his damn diagnosis because this little hellion got to go. Okay? He got to go.
and it's too late in the series for them to do this. There's like 2 episodes left, so why? You know?
I think they know that this was the final season when they wrote it.
It feels like it.
They probably didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh well, if they did know, then that's just like a real big flaw because you can't in 2 episodes do a storyline that would like actually make anybody interested.
Yeah, it's like it's too late in the game. Like if they introduced Noah's son earlier in the season, and then you found out he had bipolar disorder, then it would have been a better payoff. But by introducing it with 2 episodes left till the series is over, is there even going to be resolution? Like for real? Like no, this didn't need to come. I'm sorry. Like this is the one storyline where I rolled my eyes. Honestly, you know, I
And
did.
but it could have been a good storyline because like, I don't care about it. I even forgot it happened, and I didn't pay attention to the scenes really that much. But like I do know, like when he said like his son is fine and he's too young, like to be diagnosed and stuff, like that it points to black kids and mental health and like that could have been a story to tell because it's not taken seriously with black kids. Like no parent, and I guess I like they don't want to say, "Oh, my kid is bipolar, or my kid has a mental health issue," and they don't want to believe that it's possible. So it could have
Yeah,
been a good story. It's just kind of too late.
exactly.
Yeah, it could have been. And I also, I'm conflicted on the jump off point because
Kofi,
for
mute for me.
me, I don't think
Sorry, Shy. Go ahead.
For me, it's okay. For me, I don't think and I alluded to this earlier, like I don't think what Noah said to JR was wrong and not wanting to be in his presence after he found out that he's a cheater. Like
Mm.
I understand him wanting to be cool off him and not wanting to be around him in that moment. And of course, like I get like you have to tell his father that he lied, but like how does him lying allude to, oh, do you think he might have bipolar? I'm like, because he said you a cheater? Like
You are.
it just wasn't clicking for me. So I'm like, they should have made it something else. That
It was
was the
even
jump
Gabby
off point for
ignoring
this.
him, paying him dust. Like that man don't even exist until he says, "Oh, you not da 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 da." Oh, JR can actually answer that for you.
Oh, brilliance. Brilliance. I'm just like, no, JR, like how you jump to that? Because you are a cheater. And he didn't want to be around you
Your
because you're
son
a
called me
cheater.
a
And you
cheater. Are you
know
sure
that
he
you
don't have bipolar disorder? What? What, JR? What? Yes, what you just said, Shy.
Right.
All of that.
Yeah, because it made the entire setup look weird. Because right after Noah rightfully called JR out, he then wants to come and tell, Coach Marcus, hey, I think your son might be bipolar. And I'm like, first of all, JR, you're not a doctor. You can't give diagnosis. Second of all, why is this like I feel like wrong moment. Wrong moment. Like this story would have gone much better for me if he came at a different moment. Like when he come and call you out on not taking accountability, as he should. Like we can't be using that as a sign of, oh, he has bipolar. Like, no. That isn't adding up. I think that's where it missed for me in the build up
Mm-hmm.
of that entire thing. Like that was a little off, in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree with y'all. This could have been great. The whole storyline with the son. For Marcus's character specifically, giving him a little bit more meat on the bone, something to chew on. Um, but this is just a little bit too little too late, and they're trying to make too much stretch. We ain't gonna be able to make it enough.
Yeah.
Agreed.
No, it's sad because like while I'm not one to say Homecoming is this great show, like it's not Bel Air level, but this
Bel Air season 3.
season, yeah, Bel Air season 3
Because Bel
level.
Air season 2, I definitely think it's beating Bel Air season 2. Ooh, child.
Yeah, and actually, it's crazy because I think these two shows, like, they might have beat the season three curse, which is that shows go downhill in season three. But I think this season three of Homecoming kind of revived it in a way. Like, it kind of got back that season one type of writing, storytelling that was missing in season two. And
Yeah.
it's kind of sad. Like, it's ending. Like, it's only two more episodes. And like, I'm not trying to hate on the OG show. That should like, for All American to be getting a season seven and Homecoming to be canceled, and I'm sorry, but there's no story tell over there. It's done. Like it's stories aren't
They
good
gave us
anymore.
the final of the series. Like, they could have ended where they stopped the season.
Yep.
They really
Uh,
could.
Yeah.
Which is
It,
telling.
it's disappointing because I think Homecoming, like even though the one thing I wouldn't want to see is Simone and tennis ever again. But besides that, they could have had a lot of stuff if they got a
Yeah.
season four right and to tell a
Mhm.
story about.
We don't even get to see all these characters graduate with the exception of Keisha and Nate. So it's like that's kind of disappointing, Wookie, you know? Like
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh I give a quick thought on Lando before you close out.
Yeah.
Um my boy is gone and he was smoother than no lie with, with the you feel that? Oh my god. I need to use that. Because that was.
No,
I was
you
like,
don't, because you
that's
don't know
just,
what the hell you doing just yet. Don't you dare.
I'm just trolling, but the fact, dude, if you just want to kiss her, just do that because you was looking at her like you
No.
was really to do something.
No.
Like,
He did
damn.
everything
But
right, my God. Ooh.
but you could tell that this boy's gone, and I don't know if how do I know Simone's not going to do this man dirty again? That's kind of my concern with this, you know.
He
This
will.
I used to not like Lando, and now this man made a way to my heart, and like now I'm rooting for Lando, and I don't want him to get hurt. So it's like,
Ladies.
help me, like
Ladies.
help me.
Ladies on the call and ladies in the chat. Why is his hand where his hand is?
Oh my god.
I would have folded. Simone's
This
stronger
scene
than
is the
me.
reason why. This scene is the reason why I don't take Simone seriously. Cause she was walking up in there. Oh, I feel numb. I can't feel anything. And the second this man opens his mouth,
Okay,
she like this.
Micah, it wasn't just him opening his mouth. Did Micah
No, like I feel like he
Micah.
did everything. Now, everything is done, but
Micah,
it's
did you
just
see
so
that
funny
hand?
how she was numb. It's funny how she was numb this whole time, and then all of a sudden, oh, never
Micah,
mind. I'll meet you.
Micah,
I
Micah,
felt it too, Micah.
please, Micah,
We
because this
gotta.
was more than him opening his mouth. He has been opening his mouth the last 3-4 months and getting her ass through cancer and her insecurities and everything. And there was no moment in the last 3-4 months on purpose like this moment. Why is your hand there, sir? Like, I'm watching and overheating for her. There is no way she's coming out of this scene not feeling nothing. So I actually validate the numbness and this shit. Like, he might as well have been a damn human defibrillator, because why is your hand there, sir?
Had her
Uh,
stuck. Had her stuck, man. It was the for me.
Kofi, not too much. Not too much, because you ain't at Lando levels yet. And I'm pretty sure there's a
Oh
little
no,
whippersnapper that could put the work on your ass as well. Okay?
yeah, okay. But
Ladies,
I'm
It's the
not there
why
yet.
is
But
slowly
his
it's like,
hand
tapping
there?
of
Hold on,
her
Kofi. Give the
hand.
ladies a second for a second, please. Why is his hand there? Why did his goddamn voice drop 2 octaves? Why? Like,
3 octaves.
Lando, please.
you know,
I just can't believe that they have us liking Lando now. Like, I was
Not
really,
breaking eye
I'm not
contact.
feeling this man. And ooh, I don't know. I did not see this happening by the end of the season. Me like fully for Lando. Like, wow, that scene. Ooh, Lord, I was like, what is happening? Simone, girl.
I mean
Allie said
that
she
scene is
had to
what you
fan
call
herself. that this,
that's what
that
you
this
call.
child,
Not I had to stand myself.
bro. I said, Lando, please. Go ahead, Micah. Sorry.
I was saying that's what you call intimacy. They don't really make men like that these days. Like, and the submissiveness of Simone, I can't even blame her. I can't. Like, I'm not
At
the
all.
submissive type, but I would. Let me not. Let me. Lando is fine. Like,
Simone's
that's one
stronger
thing
than me
that'll never
because
change.
he wouldn't have had to give me another date. I would have folded right there. I'm gonna be like, we
Like
can
a
go
lawn
now.
chair. Like a
Not
lawn chair.
For real. I'd be like, you
I
want
would
it?
have
You have it.
folded.
It would be
It
rash.
like could
I'm
bring a
sorry.
tear to my eyes. This scene could have brought a tear to my eyes. Because Lando, what do you mean? Where the hell did this come from, sir? You've always been fine. Gorgeous chocolate brother. But where the hell did you pull all of this specificity, intention, adoration, control? Where did you get it? Where, Lando? And put it back, because nobody told you to open that. Nobody told you to open it, sir.
It's great. Like it actually.
He was
Mm.
saving all the juice for this exact moment. He's
Yep,
just
that's
like,
for the Skiven.
this was his moment, and he said, "I'ma do everything. I'ma unleash everything. I can't lose this moment because it will never come back again."
Yep.
And I'm just
This
like, I love
is
that for you because I would have folded right there, sir.
Simone is
What do
like
you
always.
you
The
mean?
one moment we get to relate to Simone is
like
here. Simone,
Deserve
For
it. She
real.
don't deserve it.
Jeffrey was
She don't
so
deserve
tapped
it.
in because she didn't hear. She's only hearing what this man is saying. Nothing else exists. The whole world don't exist in this moment, y'all. Nothing exists
Ava
but
in the back
Lando.
watching this go, I feel so
So
bad for
she
her.
don't even deserve it.
She don't.
oh gosh.
She
Oh
don't
No,
gosh.
she
deserve
doesn't even deserve.
it. Martin, first of all, we're done talking to Lando. Martin, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Oh my god.
Who told you
Mm.
to come to work
What
and
is
not
it?
play today? Because what do you mean?
When I tell you, there's no All American man is ever, ever.
Look at
That,
his smile.
that,
I can't.
Oh my gosh. I just find this so entertaining.
I'm
oh
just staring at
Lord.
this picture.
The
He
Like,
was
I
one
was
tapped
kicking
in,
my
bro.
feet. I was kicking my feet in bed watching this scene. Like,
I couldn't believe I was watching. I said, "Is this still the CW? What am I watching?"
Martin was rubbing his
Farrell.
hand like Birdman. Martin was rubbing his hands like Birdman. How am I about? I'm finna kill it today. Y'all haven't seen nothing yet. Like I'm about to bring up. Y'all ain't finna see. Y'all see what I'm gonna be working with. Man, oh Lord, it was. It was. It
Lando
was.
literally
It was
has
too
made women
smooth.
around the goddamn globe Farrell in a matter of 2 minutes in the middle of an All American Homecoming episode.
It was too
I'm
smooth.
literally rewatching the scene and like the way how he touches her and just like stares in her eyes, like the whole world falls away. And I like how they did it with the camera and everything, the shots going from his hand down when he touches her, going all the way up and everything. Like it just showed like, oh my god.
And the fact that he didn't kiss her was the chef's kiss. The fact that he didn't even do
No.
too much, he did exactly enough and then walked off. She left here stupefied. He'd have walked past me and I would have just passed out right there. Because what do you mean? Child.
Her,
When he
her
says we
eye.
gotta unlock it, yeah, we would have unlocked something. I like
Her eyes
Nando.
said everything.
Nando is too
unlock
And
fine.
me right here,
and I
please.
and
Because
I
what
hate
do
to
you
say this.
mean?
I hate to say this. You didn't do the same thing with old boy. It's not the same. I'm sorry.
Wait, who's the old boy?
Damon. Like I didn't see this when she was
Thinking
with
about
Damon.
Damon
Like,
and Damon ain't doing that. Oh yeah,
Oh
well,
my
yeah.
god.
geez.
Yeah, it's like this is like some work. This is like some other stuff. Like I peeped her face. Baby girl looked like she was about to pass out. Real talk.
Ain't none of them other like nobody else has this. Like it's the one thing about his character. Like he is like not like he's as a character, he's bland. But when it comes to Simone and comes to like the relationship, he's
Firing on
everything.
all cylinders.
Mm.
And I'm going to go as
Well,
far as to not too much on Damon because we would have had this Damon moment had we not been listening to the goofy ass subset within the fandom pushing for her with Damon. Damon could have given this to Thea without question.
Yep.
I could have
Without
Yep.
seen this with them.
question.
I could
Thea
have seen it if they
could
had.
have got the hand on the damn clavicle. The
I could have seen it if it's like their first time. That would have been. I could have seen Damon and her if they like showed their first time since I don't. Was she a virgin? I think she
Yes,
was.
she was.
Yeah, I could have seen that.
Now
They
they're
could have
pissing
played
me
that.
off because y'all gave this to Lando and Simone. I could only imagine what the hell Peyton and Camille could have done with it. Ooh.
Crazy. They ain't give this to nobody. Like I ain't never seen this on All American. Never. I ain't never felt it. Never. Not
Never.
once.
It
Never.
was too
That's a fact.
smooth. It was too smooth. I'm sorry.
I'm
Like,
trying to think.
no,
I'm running through the
ain't
Rolodex.
nobody told you to be this smooth.
Nope.
You see, I feel like moments like this just make me sad too because like the show is ending and they're finally giving
Yeah.
us something of substance, which just makes it even more sad, you know?
You know what I will say to that though, y'all? Of like the nobody else has done it. I'm going to check my Rolodex, so I'm not going to necessarily jump on the bandwagon. But I would also argue that we have not actually seen characters get enough time to even get here. I would also argue that Lando is only at a place where he has this amount of command and control and confidence because he has been able to develop his friendship with Simone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
They rush
That's
everybody to
true.
That's
bumping
how it
uglies
is.
so that they're never able to develop this level. Like for Lando to even be here from where we started at the beginning of this season and him like to want to go somewhere else with Simone and then she basically thwarted it. So that's when he, well, I got to figure something out and he gets with Ava. Like that was from a very insecure place. And brick by brick, he built back up his confidence within how he shows up for her, how he cares for her and all of that, which gives him the confidence to do this shit here. The Lando back in episode 2 doesn't do this. Episode 3 would never do this. And it's time.
Nope. You don't deserve him. I hate when they give characters like, why does Simone have to have everything? He does not deserve anything.
Yeah,
Like,
and
You
I
know,
didn't
Micah's always
think
gonna
Damon
circle
was
back
gonna
to
get
more
here, or
days.
Lando was gonna get here, considering that he was so hurt about what Simone did, and he gave her that cold energy in episode 2. So the fact that we get from that point to here is night and day, night and day. And maybe I'm aligned with Mike on this because she did him dirty in episode 2, blackmailing him to spend time. Oh, you gonna spend time with me today? I want my friend back. Like, uh,
But now
it's,
he want to spend the time. Now he want to
But I don't
spend.
think Micah's not saying that she don't
man.
deserve him because of that. She's saying that she don't deserve him because Simone is not going to be a steady hand to hold his heart in general.
That's what I'm
nope.
saying. Yeah, that's
Like,
too. That too.
I don't even think the relationship will last. Like, we're not gonna see it flourish or anything. But if we're just going off the characters and how we know them to be, I don't see the relationship lasting whenever they do get together.
Yeah, she might end up breaking his heart again.
Cindy says Peyton and Camille would have created an epic moment. Natoya says Damon was always was safe like the boy next door. Lando brings the feeling of grown man sustenance. I think that Lando only brings it to who he actually wants to bring it to. So there's
Bring it
that.
to
Because Simone has
Simone.
always gotten the best of that man.
Mm.
Janelle says I have been waiting for a moment like this for 3 seasons. They are giving it to us at the end of the series. Yep. And Kendra says Peyton and Camille would have had some great moments. They really would have.
Yeah, which is a shame, really. Oh,
all right, y'all.
Somebody...
Thank y'all so much for joining me on another All American Homecoming Live. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of the Discord now. I will see y'all back here next week with the second to last episode, the penultimate episode. Have a wonderful night.
Good night, everyone.
I'm
all right. I'm going to go ahead and end it with this scene, y'all. This scene is going to live rent free in my brain for so long, y'all. It is going to haunt me, probably, as it's going to haunt Simone for the next 2 freaking episodes. Because, Lando, what do you mean? Where did you get this from? What do you mean, my good sir? Let me see what y'all saying in the chat also before I get ready to get out of here. Simone had to clench her thighs after that neck touch. Clock it, Allie. You already know. Clink, clink. Because what? The fact that she was even still standing when he walked away, bless her heart. Bless her whole heart. Sade says I was screaming at the TV. Kendra says at this point, Simone and Lando just need to get together. Child, yes, Sade, it was giving spicy, honey. It was giving spicy. Etta says mine too. I watched it too many times. Not y'all rewatching the scene like I'm doing right now, huh? Y'all. It wasn't the greatest for the story, but this is one of the best scenes of the series. One of the best scenes of the whole damn series. Child. We love this for you, Lando, but also prayers for you, because can you survive Simone Hicks a second time if she still ungot it together? My word. My word. All right, y'all. With that said, I'm going to get out of here. You can check out my full breakdown of the episode, which is currently live on the channel. Kenny says, those eyes, Lando, better stop. Listen here, Lando. Drop your thoughts if you're watching this on replay. Drop your comments in the comment section down below. Thank y'all so much for joining me on live stream in the chat. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you back here for another one. Same time, same place.